Hey, there's everybody. There's Mr. K-Town.
Yep, I'm
Mr.
here.
Pittman. Mr. Trackside. How is everybody?
Good.
I'm doing.
So, just wait for a few more people to get on here. We got commenting here. We got Zarek, Gordon, Jordan. How goes? And Facebook user.
I love Facebook users.
Yeah, Facebook user. Tell me who you are.
Who's you?
Who is Facebook user?
Who's you?
Hey, you know what? Brake clean hurts on cuts. Don't spray it in your cuts. I found that out.
Brake clean then, man.
He's got to toughen up.
Drag tires.
Works great for killing wasps.
It does, but holy man. I tried taping these tires. It really sucked. Hey, there's Ryan. Hey, Ryan, send me some pictures of why you weren't. Oh, it's Tim that is Mr. Facebook user.
Da, da, da. Try and keep low profile or something.
So, did you know that a Bandit comes with a spare 31 tooth pinion on the brushed version? That
Get all
comes
the
up
power of that motor.
Like, there's no way the brushed motor would run this for longer than a couple seconds. But this guy's gonna. This 10.5 turn's gonna do it. So yeah, that is that guy. What do you need? You want them charged?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute. You can't ask me to start charging batteries. I just started the stream. Everybody say hi to Maddox. Hi, Maddox.
Hey, Maddox.
Next.
We'll get those charging here in a minute. So, okay, let's we'll hide that. We got Ryan. We got Tim Moore.
There, Tim.
Now it's coming up as Tim Moore though. See? Now it's coming up.
There he is.
And it says my name on top of the comment. Nope. It says Facebook user. Are you running the Bandit? Am I running the Bandit for what? For our drag racing? No, this is the car that we're giving away. This is the raffle car. So I've started the build on it today. I'm just setting it all up and I'll have it all ready to go. We'll do a couple of test runs with it with Aaron, probably in Armstrong there to make sure that we're not going to crash it right away. And then we're going to raffle it off at the race. So, okay. I'll get ready here. And okay, now you want to put that over there. Put it on top of that box. As long as it's not going to fall.
Luke, you look confuzzled.
Me?
Figuring.
Trying to find the setup sheet.
Oh no, the setup guy doesn't have his setup sheet. Oh no. It's okay. I have corn in my teeth because I was just eating corn before we sat down. So
That makes everything better.
that makes everything better. I get to snack the entire live. So keep on picking it out. Guys, grab me the middle one, the middle flag.
What car are you setting up, Luke?
I'm just building a new T421 here.
That's why you're
And,
getting rid of your 20, right?
What's that?
That's why you're getting rid of your 20, right?
Yeah, it's already gone.
So we got these.
What's that?
All of these. These are flags.
Ooh, them are nice.
We got flags. We're going to set up. We got a whole bunch of different ones.
One of them would look great right back there on the wall.
Yeah, we're going to get a couple more of them. Make them up. We've got some trial ones we were doing. Grab me the big one with this, the one with the Bronco on it. Yeah. This one didn't come out quite as bright as it was supposed to, but it's got the Bronco on the bottom, so the guys at the Ford dealership will be happy.
Yeah.
And Tanya's busy cranking them away. I don't know if she's going to make more tonight while we're doing this or not. I already showed them that one. That one's just blank though, right?
Yeah.
Then we got distracted. So, who has a racing car that they can do a little bit of explanation as to how I'm going to not smack into the concrete curb while I'm racing? And actually, it's not set up at all. It's just that I suck at driving. But honestly,
You know, on that topic, a lot of people say that, but if your car is set up properly, you will suck less at driving.
but you see, you just said it. Suck less.
Yeah.
Still suck though.
Well,
So, what about getting them bowling bumpers? You know, you could put them on the concrete barriers.
Just be like a video game. Just ride the rails around the track.
We'll just
Yeah.
run. We'll get like the pool noodles and put them around the entire track.
Just put them on the car.
It was in.
just wrap it around the car.
It was in Edmonton. It was either at NASCAR or 110. I can't remember. Somebody had taken a car and they'd grabbed those, those foam mat things that you can use for stepping on. They
Yeah.
come in little square tiles. They cut it all up and they configured it into like a giant bumper car kind of configuration. And then they sent their car out on the track with their kid. And that thing smacked the wall harder than I've ever seen anything hit a wall. Didn't hurt it at all. Just bounced off the wall like nothing happened.
Have you guys ever seen the figure eight they do at Snowbirds every year?
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what those guys do is they'll build their car, they put the body on, they flip it over, and they spray foam inside, so it just expands to fill the body. And then they go on and drive the bejesus out of it.
What chassis are they using for that? Because they smash the bejesus out of them.
I would say half of them are using old chassis they just picked up at some RC swap, and many of them are using modern cars. Actually, I have a really kind of funny story about that. I was there one year, and I was pitting with the X-Ray guys, and Paul Lemieux puts this car together with a motive body shell on it, all painted up, and one of his buddies was going to go race it in the figure eight. So he goes up to the driver's stand, throws the car down. The guy beats the hell out of it for a while, comes off the track, and Paulie had grabbed that dude's race chassis and threw a body on it and let him go out there and beat the piss out of it. And then at the end of it, Paulie has a box with a brand new kit in it and just hands it to the guy. Here you go. So now he can stay up all night and build a new chassis.
Oh man.
Oh,
I can't see anybody. Well, yeah, there might be a few race chassis around we could do that with. Bleh.
Do you want to know how to stay off the walls, though? Do you want to know the secret, the key?
Okay, tell me.
It's strictly focus. It is nothing other to do than focus.
That's my problem.
If you want to be fast at this, you have to be able to stay focused, extremely focused for 5 minutes.
Extremely focused. Yeah, see, look at this.
Yeah, it's hard. But I mean, if you think about it, you're in control. You're in control constantly of that car. You have
Right.
the throttle, you've got the brake, you've got the steering. The car's not doing anything wrong. You know, and we're all smart enough people to say, oh, I'm in the middle of a corner, I need to turn right, or I need to straighten out, or I need to turn left.
You've never seen me drive, have you?
what I think people are missing is you got to slow down for the corner.
No,
Well,
it's
that
not
too.
the car.
Yeah, but that's
It's not
focus.
me, it's the car's fault.
But that's
Always.
focus though, right, Aaron? Like if you're coming up to a corner, you have to be focused enough to know that you need to slow down. As soon as your mind wanders, that's when you start blowing corners or smashing walls. Which I've done too, plenty.
Oh, let's see. I gotta go grab mine. So, set up general things that we want to know. Okay, well, just let me check some. Oh, look, Tim's name is up there now. There we go. There's Facebook user is turned into Tim. I am the one who bought your. Yes, I know. There's Tim. That's the one who bought my old Futaba. Kevin. Gord wants to know what you're working on, Kevin. What are you painting?
This,
Detailing rims on your FC.
yeah, detailing rims. You can't really tell, but
Oh yeah, there it is.
That's a beauty. Let me make it bigger.
Oh,
Hold on, gotta rub it. There we go.
That's great.
Hey, your rims are a little rusty. You might want to get some new ones.
yeah, that's the whole point. I've got it all painted. I just have to spend the 2 weeks painting it.
Weathering it,
Yeah.
putting the patina on.
I've been working on these rims this is my 3rd day now.
You scale guys. I don't understand it.
What?
I had to scale a car for 5 minutes. I took it out. It's this cool little D90 rig, all scaled up. I had like a little coffee cup in the cup holder, a little Tim Hortons cup. Has some magazines behind the seat and a little seat holder. Had everything, sleeping bag. Drove it for about 5 minutes. Couldn't drive on anything like a SEX 10, and that was it. It's like, no, done. Selling it. Get it out of here.
I love it.
And I still suck. I just got to bring something up here for you guys to see. I don't know if you've seen the new, speaking of scale, Biddy Designs came out with a new body for the Felony.
Yeah, that looked good.
Let's see if I can find a picture of it here. Oh, yeah. It's kind of like...
what I do like about the Felony. It's actually the wheelbase makes the car look more realistic.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. All right, let's see. I make this bigger. Oh, no, let's share it first. Share screen. That one. There. Ooh, look at we all got small. Look at us over there. We're so tiny. NASCAR Drake Gravedigger is a kick-ass car, Gord. You're right. That's why I put it up. I thought it was pretty cool looking. So this is the 765. So it's a little bit like that 720 style. It's kind of got a mixture of a kind of a McLaren kind of look to it. Got some different angles of it here. It's got a huge wing.
All the downforce.
Yeah, like that's one of those ones where you can sit on the back of the car and eat dinner on the wing. So yeah, that's one of the new ones that came out. There's another one that came out from a company that I can't get my hands on. It's a Ferrari. What was it? Ferrari. I'll see if I can find the picture of it, but it was a pretty cool looking car, and it's made to fit the Felony chassis. So if it fits the Felony, it's also going to fit the infraction with a little bit of modification. So,
have you guys seen the Protoform Toyota Supra?
The Protoform or the Proline?
Protoform. Well, Proline, Protoform, same thing.
Yeah, the drag body that they came out with.
The Supra, yeah, isn't that thing gorgeous?
I don't know. I'm not a super fan, so
No, okay.
no.
I don't think he's seen a good photo of it because Tim and I were looking.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he likes imports, right? So him and I actually looked at him from different paint and different shots at angles, and it actually looks pretty good. We compared it to the real deal, and it's almost bang on.
Yeah, well, they scan it and mold it correctly. It is bang on.
Yeah.
The only problem with it is it's fitting onto a Traxxas, like the slash size body, and everything is stretched out wider. So
Yeah, everything's weird.
kind of throws it off a little bit, but when you look at the side profile, it's bang on. You look at the front, it's bang on.
Right.
So I think if you actually get one and paint it and have it in real life, it's going to look a lot better than that one shot that they have of it.
Yeah. It's funny. Proline's really, how can I say this without making it, with it still being somewhat properly said? They poop the bed when it comes to photography on their bodies a lot of the time. Like they've made some bodies that, remember the STX 24 when they released that Power Wagon body? You remember seeing that, right, Kevin? That was the ugliest picture of a body I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was that yellow one, wasn't it?
I was like a yellowy brown rust
Yeah.
color. It was gross.
Yeah.
Terrible picture. So bad that they actually re-released that picture again, and they redid the body in a black and blue, like mainly blue with black trim theme, and re-released it with that because it was so bad with the first body that they did.
It still looked bad, but
Well, yeah,
wasn't as bad.
because it's a STX 24. That's why. Yes, I said it. STX 24s. I'm still not digging them, but I know some guys dig them. I'm just not. I can't get my head around it. It's too small. Can't do anything outside with it. Useful. Don't want it. And I have a bunch of them back here. I try to use them. I just every time it's like, no, I gotta go grab the 110th or even a 112th or anything. So, Aaron and Luke, I'm going to let you two have at her here because you're more on the on-road side and you guys kind of do more of the car setup and stuff. So you guys can have a little bit of chit-chat banter here. I'm going to make you bigger. So
My girlfriend will appreciate that.
Don't threaten me with a good time. So, Luke, what are you running for shocks on there?
You mean oil or springs or what?
All three.
Asphalt, I like to go a little bit softer because you want to absorb some of the bump. So I'll be running 400 CST all the way around. Springs, myself, I'll be running 2.5 to 2.8 progressive in the front and likely 2.6 or 2.7 in the rear. However, the progressive spring makes it a little bit more difficult to drive. It's faster, but it's slightly more difficult. So I'd probably recommend for guys just starting out to be running on the same spring all the way around, whether it's 2.5, 2.6, or even 2.7.
Okay. Because I think I got my car set up with 2.5s on it.
Yeah. Yeah, going to a little bit heavier spring is going to control the weight, transfer a little bit, possibly generate a little bit more grip. Make it a little bit harder to drive depending how bumpy it is. But yeah, 2.5 is probably fine. You could try 2.6s all around and get a little bit more grip possibly.
Cool. And I think I just have for oil in there. I think I just have the I got the 350 in the back and 400 in the front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the staggering like that, if you understand weight transfer, it can be a super beneficial thing to use to tune to control weight transfer. But honestly, there's so many tuning options in these bloody cars that I try to eliminate some tuning options. So I just run the same shock oil all the way around now, unless it's like a big race, then I'll fine tune by that. But I would definitely say just go the same oil all the way around. And I don't think you want to go any lower than 400 outdoors, because when you start warming up in the temperature, the oil gets thinner. So your 350 probably acts more like 300 or less, and then the car is going to get twitchy and difficult to drive.
So with like the lighter oils, that's going to let the shock react faster, right?
Yep. Yeah, which may at first seem like what you want to happen when it's bumpy, but at the same time, that's going to make it more difficult to drive too. So there's a fine balance. I think 400 or even 450, I wouldn't go any lower than, definitely not lower than 450 on asphalt, or 400 on asphalt, sorry.
Nice. So, because I know we run 450 all the way around for the indoor.
Yeah, because being smoother, grip being higher, you can slow down that weight transfer a little bit, and what that actually does is it gives you more turn in generally.
That's the entry into the corner.
Yeah. So when you flick the wheel and you get that, instead of the suspension taking, because the oil is thicker, the car reacts quicker, the turning happens quicker.
Cool. So pretty much if anybody has their car set for indoor, they could just run it outdoor?
You can. There's going to be a number of things you want to do. You want to raise the ride height. So a carpet will probably be running somewhere around 5.2, 5.4 millimeters. On asphalt, I generally just don't run any lower than 6 millimeters, like 5.8 in the front, 6.0 in the rear. Just because as soon as you start hitting those bumps, you're going to start dragging your chassis, scraping things up. Then the other thing you want to do is add lots more droop. So on carpet, we run pretty limited droop, like 1 mil over ride height or 2 or 3 mil over ride height in the rear. On asphalt, I run 2 or 3 over ride height, usually all the way around. And
so droop, explain what droop is to everybody that's talking, that's on here.
Yeah, fair enough. So droop is the amount that the suspension arms can actually fall when fully extended. So there's droop screws, there's limiting screws in here. I don't know if I'll be able to show this easily, but you can see when the arm falls, it hits that specific stopping point, and that's basically what's controlling your droop. And what limiting or controlling the droop does is when you adjust those screws and you limit the amount of up travel that can happen. So the amount that the car can shuffle up from weight transfer, you're limiting the amount of weight that can transfer either forward or back or side to side. So that droop is actually the one setting I use the most, and I think a lot of guys use the most. It has the most profound effect on the car. I wish I had a chassis set up with tires on it so I could actually show you, but I don't. It's a freaking disaster running. Actually, I could show you on the 8-scale buggy of all things. Lift it.
There, that may show good on the film too.
Yeah. So you can see the back of the buggy here. Actually, I'm going to flip it around because the front has some droop screws inset in it. So you see the front. This is the front of the car here. Now, when I lift the front, you can see it stop right there. I can't. If I push farther, I'm just going to bring the tires off the table. Now, what happens on this is, for example, on the front of the car, when you accelerate, this is going to lift up, and it's going to go and engage the droop screws. And what's happening is the weight in the front of the vehicle is actually transferring and pushing down in the rear of the vehicle. So this is doing a couple things. It's taking away grip off the front under acceleration, and it's adding grip in the rear under acceleration. So if I were to screw those droop screws all the way down, this would limit it a lot more, how about I just actually do that? So I'm just going to give these a number of turns so it's super obvious here. If I could find it. All right, so I put those in a number of turns, and now if you see the front, it barely lifts up at all. Now, what I've actually done, if I were to put this car on a track, I would notice I'd have a lot more steering on power. It would be much more twitchy off center. I would probably have a little less turn in, although the turn in isn't as much affected by the front droop. But the one profound thing this does is it limits the amount of suspension movement, as you can see, in bumps. So in off-road, this amount of droop would not be acceptable, obviously. In on-road, this amount would probably be pretty good. In an on-road car, obviously, it's much less pronounced than this, but this is a really good example of what that does. So hopefully that's not a terrible explanation. I'm sure it is.
Perfect. So now droop, when you're going around a corner,
yeah,
they'll affect the inside tires, right?
Yeah, it affects everything. You're right. It does mostly affect the inside. So if I were to turn and the weight be pushing off to the side, it's really hard to see like this. I'm sorry, but the weight is transferring this way and moving to this outside tire here. The inside tire does actually want to lift off the ground. It won't, under most circumstances, but it wants to lift off. By limiting those droop screws, pushing them, turning them in, making them lower, that range of motion it has is limited even more. If I were to back those out, then the whole buggy could transfer weight even farther. Now, the topic of droop in relation to side weight transfer is relatively advanced, and not a lot of people talk about it, but it's very powerful as well, and difficult to bring into the whole tuning equation. But when you limit that side to side weight transfer as well, you're affecting the amount of grip you have mid corner or don't have mid corner as well. So there's a number of things to think about there. You don't just want to limit the front because you don't want all the weight to go to the back, because then you're affecting the side to side weight transfer as well. That's a good point, Aaron.
Thanks. So what do you got for the outdoor action? You got your nitro action ready to go?
Well, we haven't talked about that. Do we have enough to do it? But yeah, my nitro car is ready to go. I went down and raced in Richmond, did a shakedown on the nitro buggy, and proud to say put a lap on the field in the main, which was pretty good. Although John wasn't running his race buggy, so he has an excuse. Yeah, but I'm a little worried we're not going to have enough. Like, is it worth just you and I running it, or?
Gonna need some time to charge anyways.
Yeah, that's
People
true.
do like to hear it.
That's true.
And I do like getting my ass kicked, so.
I can give you a couple laps head start. How about that?
So I had a question for you, Aaron. That T420 that you've got of mine.
Yeah.
That one's set up for a carpet, right?
Yeah.
So this is the one I got the scale spec on. But it's an Awesomatics.
Yeah, the one you got too has got the aluminum chassis.
Aluminum chassis is going to be fine.
Yeah. It's just that I don't want to scratch it.
Everybody says that. Yeah. I don't blame you.
So I don't have really any other carpets. Well, I've got carpet tires. I got a ton of them, but I do have a couple more sets of these. These are stalkers off of I don't know, for this weekend's race. I'm not going to be up there in the top of the field anyways, so I'm probably going to just run those. But I won't be. I'll just be like one of those moving pylons that you guys have to go around.
Sounds about right.
You know, I think you guys would be surprised how much quicker you'd get if I could spend a few minutes with you on your car.
Okay.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Except that Awesomatics. I don't carry a bucket full of shims with me, so I can't help you with that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm switching to X-ray. That's why. But he has my X-ray. He has my X-ray.
I need all the rest of the parts to go into it.
Yeah, I do, however, have this X-ray.
Ah, nice.
So I don't know what else to really change up on this one.
Soft. Make it soft. Increase the ride height.
Okay.
Lots of droop.
My tires are a little rough, but I'm not going to put fresh rubber on for one race.
That's okay. I actually think the F1 they get better as they wear down. What do you have for a diff in that? Is it a ball diff? I can't see.
It is a ball diff by the looks of it.
Okay, so we're going to want to tweak that a little bit. You understand how the tightness of the ball diff affects the handling on the track, eh?
No.
So the tighter it is, basically the more the rear tires are going to spin out, the harder it's going to be to drive. There's a fine balance of tightness and looseness there to make it so you can come out of the corner and get on throttle without the rear end kicking out.
Okay.
So on the asphalt, when the grip is low, we'll want to just loosen it just a hair, even so there's maybe even a tiny bit of slip. And then, as the day goes by and grip increases, we could tighten it just a little bit to get some of the acceleration back.
So there's a bit. I mean, it's not tight. It's loose. It's involved.
So you to test that, you hold one tire and the gear itself in one, and then try to turn the other tire.
No.
Can't turn it?
Well, I mean, if I forced it, I could.
Like this.
Yeah. Turn it until it slips. You're not going to.
Okay. I can move it.
Yeah, if you can move it, chances are it's probably about right. You should just be able to kind of get it a little loose.
Okay. Now, we were messing around one day at Green Bay with this thing, and we were adding weight and stuff into the chassis and getting more weight so get the power down better.
Yeah.
Should that still stay in place the same way it was for Asphalt as well, or does it need?
Well, I don't agree in or agree with or believe in adding weight to try to get power down. You need to do that using setup. But I always try to get my cars rate as low as possible, right to the minimum.
Okay.
So things you can do to get the weight down are things like softening up that center spring would be big for that. If you have a 2.5, go to a 2.3, for example. The diff is going to be huge on that. Chances are, if you're finding you can't put the power down, it's because the diff is too tight. So if you loosen off that diff just a hair, you can probably get the power down a little bit better.
Okay.
Roll centers play a pretty big key in that. Keeping the front roll center high is going to allow weight transfer to move to the back easier. Softer middle shock, so going lighter on the oil in the middle shock is going to allow the weight transfer to move to the back. Yep.
You're talking this guy here.
Yep.
Okay, so this is set as soft as it will go with this spring. Oh no, it's not. Hold on.
I mean, the oil, the shock oil.
Oil, right?
Yeah. So that's something that you can play with, and it's going to be a relatively big change. The whole idea is going back to the weight transfer. You want to be able to let the weight move to the back of the car.
Okay.
More droop in the front. I know you can take out shims in those front kingpins to add a lot of droop in the front.
Okay.
So as soon as you get on throttle, the front end lifts up a millimeter or two. That's going to have more weight to the back. That's going to help. Yep. The positioning of the center shock, whether it's long or short, you guys know what I mean? Like it has that setting where you can add the post on it and make it long.
If you got that option.
If you have those options, that's something to play with as well. You can move the shock position, but
I don't think I have that option. I bought this one used, so I'm not sure if I have that stuff with it.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
That's pre that mount.
Pretty long shock. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the first or second year.
Okay. Reducing downforce on your front wing. So if your front wing has the extra little winglets on it, take those off. The rear wing, put it as high as possible and far back as possible.
I don't think there's anything on those.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Yeah,
That's pretty much bone stock, boring. I wanted to get a black one that would match. Okay, that's cool. Okay, give me a second here. You guys keep talking. I gotta charge a battery.
They're talking about roll center on the front of the F1. How do you change roll center on the front of the F1?
Let me grab it so I can show you.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to show you my F1 race day. I haven't still shown anybody yet. Hang on.
That's my F1. It's ready to go. Got my wing far back as I can. Put some extra in there. Nice and high.
Smart. So there is my awful hack job at paint.
Looks beautiful.
And then here's what a professional painter can do.
Jerks.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? It's hard to really tell the detail. Anyway, roll center and F1. Pretty sure it's just inserts on the inside of the arm. Yeah. So.
Okay, I missed the body. Show me the body. Oh, man.
Is that signature in there as well? Painted in? Painted in signature?
Oh, yeah. He signs them all. So the roll center is adjusted here. These little inserts here, below them you just add a shim.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So you put a shim right between the upper arm and that upper plate.
Okay.
Then you move this upper arm either up or down.
So by raising it up, that raises low center, or does it lower roll center?
On the inside, if you raise it up, it's going to lower the roll center. The inside is always opposite on the front, or on the front and the rear. On the outside is direct.
It just seems weird because you raise something up to lower the roll center.
Well, if you think about roll center, it's actually kind of cool. The easiest way I can explain it is this: the roll center, from the tires standpoint, think about yourself trying to push a fridge. If you were to push at the top of the fridge and stand in front of it and actually push on it from the top, it's going to be very easy for you to push that fridge over and tip it over, right?
Yeah.
But if you are on the ground, sitting on the ground, pushing at the bottom of the fridge, it's going to be extremely difficult to make that fridge tip over. So you can think about that in terms of roll center here. From the tires position, if you're trying to get this car to roll over more, which is what you're trying to do by raising the roll center, actually lowering the roll center in this case, if you move those arms up on the inside, it's going to be easier for it to push the car and roll the car over, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's like leverage pretty much.
Yeah, it's just a mechanical leverage. That's all the roll center is. The roll center basically is the point in the car that the car pivots around, and you can change that roll center to make it easier for the car to roll over that roll center.
Cool.
Yeah.
So for outdoor, you want to raise that roll center or lower it?
My gut is telling me that you'll want to raise the roll center by adding or by removing shim, so reducing the amount of roll. But I've never raced F1 on asphalt, so I don't know.
Hey, we got something in common. That's awesome. Because I have never raced it on asphalt either. Which is
Yeah,
why
you can
I'm
actually
putting a
see.
shiny new body on.
So the roll center shim, if I can get the angles right, it's so difficult. Is that shim right in there? Does that make sense? Do you see it?
I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
There's three of them. There's one at the front and two at the back.
Let me see if I can make mine. Oh, it's right on top of the post.
Yep.
Like there's that carbon fiber rectangular looking piece.
Yep.
Yeah, and then there's the shims between that and the actual A-arms.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have a feeling that that's going to be relatively powerful, although I don't know. I don't know for certain. So I'm excited to find out, though.
You're rolling that bad boy this weekend?
It depends on what happens. I mean, like if we're going to run nitro cars, probably not. But if we're not, then I'll bring this and I'll run this and probably modified, I think.
I was just looking, you're talking about droop on the front end?
Yep.
Right? So I'm just looking at mine. I probably got, if I were to compress that all the way, I probably got 5 mil.
So the only way to really see how much droop you have is by setting it on a pit board and lifting it. Let me grab my camera and see if I can really awkwardly show you.
Okay.
I'm going to turn my extra light on here so we can see it a bit better. So
Make it bigger.
okay. This is a really weird way to do this, but you're going to get the idea. So come on, camera. Okay. So with the car sitting on the pit board, so right now I'm just simply compressing the shock.
Yeah.
Now what you're going to do is very gently lift.
Until the wheels come off the ground.
So, well, you'll feel it stop. You don't have to let the wheels come off the ground, but you'll feel it stop. So the amount of droop I have here is that much.
It's like 1 mil.
Maybe a mil. Yeah.
I got at least 2.
So
but I'm not on a pit board, so.
Yeah, and then the other bit of droop that comes into play on F1 cars, just like 12 scale cars, is the center droop, which often people don't really think about. Let's see if I can get the right. There it goes. So the center droop, you basically pick it up by the center spring, and you can see that I have very little droop here. You see that?
Yeah. Like nothing.
Yeah, it's half a millimeter maybe. So that's going to be a massive problem on asphalt. So that'll be the first thing I would change, is add just a whole bunch of that. The more of that center droop you have, the more weight can transfer to the back of the car and allow you to put more power down. My car,
by that ball end, don't you? On the shock?
Pardon?
You lengthen the ball end on the shock, right?
Yeah. So on this car, you basically just grab this. Focus the damn thing. Yeah, anyway, you can see this collar, basically just back this collar off.
Yeah.
A number of turns. And eventually.
How much droop do you figure we need?
On this car, on the center on asphalt, I'd probably have 3 or 4 millimeters or more.
Really? Okay, well, I'm going to back this off even more then.
Yeah,
I'm not on a board, so I'm kind of a little. I'm on a melamine countertop.
I'm going to see if I can make this roughly what I think it should be, so you guys can see. You got to remember that you have to back the spring collar off too when you start doing this, because you're going to change your ride height. So now that it's roughly back to where it should be, ride height wise, maybe not actually. Let me back that off a little bit more. So yeah, now you can see there's some droop happening.
Oh
So
yeah.
The droop by where the link is, right?
Sorry?
So where do you measure the droop from the link? The side link?
I'm basically looking at the height right here.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. You can see it. Basically, you're looking at the whole chassis. It's the amount that it moves up and down, but I would say that is a pretty good amount of droop. So what that's going to do is allow me to really put the power down. If I come around a corner and I want to get the power on and pull the trigger, this is going to allow the weight to fall back into the car and allow me to get grip down with the tires.
So what's the negative effect from doing that? Because there's always something good you gain, and you've given up something else to get that extra grip.
Yeah, basically steering.
Steering.
Because you're allowing weight to move back, so weight's going to come off the front tires slightly, not a lot, and you're going to lose a little bit of steering. Yep. I think for more people than not, that's a very, very good thing.
Yeah, because these cars steer quite a bit. I've noticed with my new car, got unload steering.
Yeah, they have a lot.
I'm not even that used to running them, and I had to dial it way back because I was hitting the wall every single lap because I was too twitchy. I'm like trying to react, and boom, gone. I was so grippy and so much more reactive.
Yeah, when I first built this thing and put it on the track too, it was the same thing for me. I hit walls constantly. It took me, I don't know how many times on the track, Aaron. It was half a dozen times to kind of get it.
Well, you had a whole practice night, and then through the racing the next day, you were getting better each run.
That was with me.
I was up there kind of with you my best run and your worst run were about the same, but that was about it. After that, you're like bam, 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 faster.
Yeah, all that was is just setup. It's just little setup changes. It's getting those things like the droop right and the steering lock and the front droop and the weight transfer, and it's getting all those things working together. So when you drive the car, you just have confidence. You come out of a corner, you pull the throttle, you turn the steering wheel, and it goes. Like if you don't work on your setup to make it so you can drive it, you'll never get quicker. In my opinion, you'll hit a peak and that'll be it. So you gotta work on the car. Even if you go backwards, I go backwards all the time. But that's when you learn, right? Yeah. You got to make the change, put it on the track. Maybe you blow that qualifier, but you know what? You're never going to make that mistake again. Well,
I know what it did.
You shouldn't anyway.
So we're talking a lot about qualifiers and stuff. Let's give a bit of background, Luke, on some of the places you've raced. Because a lot of our people that are on here may not know. I mean, you're sponsored by X-Ray. You're sponsored and you do a lot of traveling around to some pretty major races. So
Fastest guy in BC.
Well, I don't know if I would say that, but yeah, I've been super fortunate and quite lucky. I am sponsored by X-Ray, by Motive, Protoform, Orca, Avid Racing, TQ Wire. I might be missing somebody. If so, I apologize. I have raced a number of times at Snowbirds in Florida, and I have podiumed there a few times. I raced at
Tell us what Snowbirds is.
Snowbirds is a phenomenal and weird and sweaty 6 or 7 day race amongst a bunch of relatively stinky Floridians, to put it nicely. So they alternate between a road course during the day. So we get up at 5 a.m. and first practice is on the clock at 6. You run for a few hours, then they take off the road course and they put on an oval. And they swap back and forth. So we'll run on road, then oval, then on road, then oval. It's a 24-hour race, basically. There's always somebody on the track. So you do, I think it's 2 days of practice and then 2 or 3 days of qualifying. And then the mains on, there's the B mains on Saturday night, which is cool to see who the bump is. And then all the rest of the mains are on Sunday. So that's a pretty big race. I think the entries get in the, 300-400 mark.
Just for on road.
Just for on road, yeah.
Then there's still the figure eight.
There's the figure eight on Saturday night, or is it Friday night? I can't remember now, but that's just a fun thing. Everybody gets around, has a few beers, and smashes up some cars. So I was super fortunate there. I did quite well one trip and ended up third, I think, on the podium in touring stock, which I was super proud of. I have raced in Vegas at the international or IIC international something. I don't even know what the acronym is, but
International Indoor.
Yeah, International Indoor
Series.
Yep. So I actually the last one they had in the hotel. I actually I TQ'd touring stock, which was a huge achievement for me, and I was super proud of that. Unfortunately, the triple mains didn't go my way. I got had some issues with lap traffic in A1 and A2, and I won A3 by about 8 seconds. So I finished second.
Got into his traffic too, wasn't it?
Pardon?
Did you get into some traffic as well with that A3?
No, A3 I was gone. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know A2 you were like a lap up on almost, I think, everybody.
I was 7 seconds up on the field. Yeah, and then I came up to lap traffic, and somebody let me by at the beginning of the corner and then spun me on my roof on the corner exit. And then that was it for me. So that was unfortunate.
Bart Simpson or that dude on Bart Simpson?
Yeah, pretty much. I've been to the Reedy race. So the Reedy race is a cool, they have an invite only class. I wasn't in the invite only class, but
that's an outdoor asphalt, isn't it?
That's outdoor asphalt, yeah. And I podiumed there. I got a 3rd place in the expert 17.5 division, which was super, super cool feeling. Getting to they do the whole champagne celebration, which is cool. It was my first ever doing that. I've been to nationals a number of times, both carpet and asphalt. Been to nationals for nitro as well, and have made a main. I think every time I've gone, best finish being 4th in 2018 or 2019 at nationals, which was pretty great. Also competed at Worlds a couple years ago for nitro. It was about mid-pack somewhere, but that's people from all over the world, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, been really lucky to race a lot of very cool places and very cool tracks. And not only is the racing so great, like you're amongst guys who they're not going to come back in after they make a mistake and get in your way. They're not going to do these things. But what's even cooler than all of that is just pitting with the X-Ray team. So like getting to hang out with Alex Hagberg and Drew Ellis and Robbie Dodge and all those guys, and the amount you learn when you go to those races is phenomenal. Like, I don't know if you remember, Aaron, but when I started, I kind of got up to pace pretty quick, but as soon as I started traveling to go to those big races, that's when Yeah, that's when it was like leaps and bounds in the development of my racing program, right? And it's all because you can go there and race with guys who put 2 laps on you, but then they'll like tear down your car with you and teach you all about it and learn all about setup and tire prep and the mental part of it. It's you got to go to a big race. If you haven't done it, you have to go.
And they'll show you the reason why you sucked so bad.
Yeah, totally. They will. They'll sit down and be like, "This, your front left, la da da is busted. That's why you can't." You know, like they'll go through the whole car. They'll teach you all those things. It's phenomenal. And now
glue your tires.
Hey?
What's that?
I said, glue your tires.
Yeah, glue your tires.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate downside of carpet racing right now. Yeah.
But that's not the gluing he's talking about. He's talking about actual gluing them to the rim.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did somebody not do that?
Yeah, I don't do that.
He's famous for that. He likes bead locks because he's a scale guy.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't have bead locks, he really doesn't want to waste his time.
Yeah, I really don't want to glue it.
You know, on-road tires come pre-glued, right?
Yeah, I know, and I know how to get them unglued too.
If you're getting on-road tires unglued, you're doing something wrong or something awesome.
Yeah, throw them in the oven. They'll come out.
I was at a race in California at the KO Propo, and they had a bad batch of tires. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Steel City Raceway in California, but the straightaway feels like 2 miles long. It's not, obviously. I think it's 240 feet, I think.
Holy cow.
But it was 40 plus degrees out.
So a quarter mile is 132, right? For drag racing.
Yeah.
So you're half a mile.
Oh, it's far.
Yeah.
That's including the sweeper anyway. So
Yeah.
in modified electric, guys were doing 130, 135 kilometers an hour at the end of that straightaway. And we had this bad batch of tires, and in the heat, guys were having tires explode going down the straightaway.
Holy cow.
One guy was out there during qualifying, and he came onto the straightaway, he pinned it, his car hit about 100 kilometers an hour, rear left tire exploded just as he was starting to get onto the sweeper because of the weight transfer back there, and sent his car into the board at the end, and he basically just picked it up and looked at it and dropped it in the trash bin. It was just a crumble mess of nothing.
Complete write-off.
Carbon everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
That race, I went through 3 speed controls, 1 steering servo, and 2 engines. It was an expensive race.
And was that with your nitro car?
Yeah, that was both. I ran both, touring nitro and touring modified there. Yeah.
So
which one was faster?
The electric cars are faster. Yeah, the electric cars are faster. There's more acceleration and a little bit more top speed.
Yeah.
But
kind of what I was thinking, because I know this was quite a few years ago. We had Aaron Matlow with his beefed up. He had like the top of the line nitro engine. It's the last time we ran nitro at the outdoor track in Kelowna. Then we had Dustin from Kamloops, and he had his electric buggy, and it was a battle back and forth, just them two, the 8-scale action going. And that was probably about 6 years ago now. And Matlow would have a little more speed down the straightaway because he had an expensive motor. And Dustin, I don't think he put much effort into his car. And the infield, he would just open that gap back up. But when the dust settled, electric was faster.
Yeah.
That was like 6 years ago. So now, improvements that we've seen over the last 6 years is huge.
Yeah, the electric is definitely quicker.
Yeah.
And cheaper and easier, but not near as fun.
Yeah, something about that sound.
Yeah, the sound, and it's just so cool to have to tune your engine, then tune your clutch, then tune your 2-speed, and really get all those working perfectly together. Versus an electric, you just shove the motor in the car and pull the trigger. Like that's kind of a little too easy, I think.
That's cool. I want to ask you a question before I forget here, and then we can carry on. Of all the tools in your arsenal, of tools that obviously you have for setting up and doing cars, what do you find to be one of the most useful oddball RC specific tool?
Useful oddball RC specific tool.
Yeah, something that, you know, like wrenches, obviously. Wrenches, blah, blah. But what is the weirdest one that you come across? You're like, man, I can't believe I survived and I was able to build cars without this.
Well, I think this hoodie shock plier multi-tool thing.
It's exactly what I have in my hand right here. Same thing.
Yeah.
I'm popping out ball ends and all that stuff. I'm like, man, how did I ever do this without this before?
Yeah.
Oh, I want one of them.
I got 4 more of them at the store, I think.
I know you do.
Which
Yeah.
flavor's one you got, Luke?
Yours has an end, though.
What's that?
What
Yours
flavor's
has
one you have?
See,
Is it the Huddy?
Yeah.
That's the Huddy. So it looks like the pieces in the middle, that's for popping ball ends out.
Yeah,
Yep.
like this. You just put the end. I got it here. Put it in there like that, and then you just. Whoop, okay, I popped it up. So get me my ball.
It's gone.
Look at my ball.
Yeah, you can take them in and put them out with this. You just put it in the little thing and just clip it and it pops it in.
Yeah, it just sits kind of on that little hole there like that, and then
Yeah.
you put your ball link on top, and then you just lightly squeeze,
Bam.
and it pops right in there. Like,
yeah,
Show us how they can do that tool, because I know there's quite a few other things you can do with that tool. Like one has the bigger holes to hold the shock. Another one for like the shafts.
Yep.
Yours has way more stuff.
Yeah, show us
Yeah.
yours.
Let me
so,
see.
so this has both
Right here.
on-road and off-road shock pliers. So you can hold the shock shaft through either of the top 2 holes. The small one is for 10 scale. The bottom one's for 8 scale.
Right.
It has various size holes here, which you can use to do things like hold a shock cap, for example.
Yeah.
And then it has 2 separate things on the bottom, and you can actually pop the bottom one out and then use it to insert pivot balls. Of course, I don't freaking have one handy. Yeah, I don't have one handy. I'm sorry. I'm a failure. Okay, so this isn't the same thing, but pretend this is a pivot ball. It's not. It's a head's head. But you would put it directly down into that hole, right? And then put your ball and close it. Yeah. So it's similar to putting on the small little ball, the cups, like what we showed there earlier.
Actually, you know, this ProTech one does have a set screw. I could probably take that one piece out and do that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
The thing I find with mine, because I got the same one Travis has, is that when I'm trying to do the on-road shocks, it's too thick. Like the actual thickness of that is too thick to hold the shaft and turn on your ball end.
Yeah, so these were designed when the shocks were slightly longer, and then X-Ray shortened their shocks.
Yeah.
And these no longer work. So what a lot of guys has done is take it to a machine shop, and they just machine this down a little bit.
I can't figure out how to make it work on this.
Just
It doesn't
throw
have
that
shocks.
away, and then what I do though is I actually use the width of this as a gauge to build all my shocks exactly the same too, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, other than like everybody, you have to have a setup station in on-road. In my opinion, you can't get by without it, and you shouldn't. But other than a setup station, this would be the thing that I would say people need to have.
That's my setup station right there.
Yeah, that's fair. If you got somebody helping you and doing it, that's fair for sure.
I'm lucky to be able to get there sometimes. So,
But if you for anybody who's listening, who's getting into it and wants to excel at the hobby, I remember years ago when I first started, guys were saying, "Oh, setup's not that important. Just put any setup on it and get on the track." And I completely 100% disagree with that. That was the wrong advice, and I would highly encourage you to work on car setup, learn about car setup, and test and try everything you can think of.
Yeah.
True. On your F1, do you have those little pegs, those Huddy pegs for balancing your?
Oh yeah, I balance everything. Absolutely, yeah.
And you use those. So you said you don't add weight. You basically just balance out the weight.
Yeah, so when you're building the car and putting the electronics on, I put one little tiny bit of double-sided tape on each of the electronics so I can easily move them.
Right.
And then I'll put it on balance pegs and I will shuffle everything just a millimeter at a time until the balance is perfect.
And then obviously that's with your battery in it and everything as well.
Full race ready. Build the car up completely, solder in all the wires, get everything right, and then just tweak that left-right balance. Yeah.
Because I'm noticing on my F1, my F1, we did add weight to try and get the traction down when we were messing around with it, but there's really nothing else. I mean, I've got, of course, I don't have the speed. I don't have the receiver in here right now, but there's 2 weights there that were added on.
Yeah.
That was not added. I added these 2 on the back, and that was just to try to get more traction down.
You want to know what's interesting about adding weight to the back is it's actually going to give you more steering and make it harder to drive on power.
Really?
Because you have momentum throwing the rear of the car around. We actually did that in 12 scale modified to get more steering. We would put weights in the pod to get more steering and rotation. Yep. I think if anything, if you wanted to give yourself more rear grip by adding weight on power, you would put the weight at the middle or closer to the front. I know that seems opposite, but what that actually does is it gives the car more weight to move to the back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But weight's not the way to do that. We can fix that on power problem via, like we talked about before, the center shock, the droop, those things. We can make it so you can just rip on it and it doesn't spin out at all.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my car here because I remember we were having a problem with the front wing catching the carpet. Remember?
Right.
So I'm just looking here because I remember the quick fix to it because I didn't have a setup station or anything was we popped a shim underneath the wing and brought it up a bit. And then I'm thinking to myself after a while, I'm like, doesn't that make it lift on the front end at speed? I mean, if the wing is actually doing the aerodynamics it's supposed to?
Maybe. I think you're better off increasing the ride height of the entire car.
Yeah, and that's what I never really looked at the ride height before that, so that's what
your minimum on F1 is 4 mil.
It's 4 mil. Yeah, I just run 5 though.
I just got like my setup guy. It's his fault, right?
Hey,
you know what's interesting, Aaron, is I have never lost a race because my ride height was too high, but I have lost a race because it was too low.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So you're better off putting it at 5 mil or higher to make sure you're safe.
Especially on asphalt.
Especially on asphalt. And the same applies for the body, the height of the body once it's mounted on the car. Not so much in F1 because of the way it mounts, but in touring car, you want that body. When I build my car, I get it all race ready. I put the body on. I trim it so the splitter is 3 millimeters. Do I need to explain what the splitter is?
Yeah.
Oh, a minute.
You betcha. I'll grab a body. I got one right here.
Yeah, grab a body. I don't have one near me here.
Here we go.
I've got one, but my splitter's gone.
Right here.
Make you bigger. Hold on, I gotta rub you. There you go.
Rub it.
Yeah, so that splitter, I always trim the body so the splitter's 3, maybe 4 millimeters. So it's super thin. It's tiny thin. Mounted on the car, get the rake you want, and then I move the whole body up until the front splitter is 11 millimeters off the pit board.
11 millimeters?
11 millimeters. Yeah.
So from there to there.
That's a lot of height.
It is. But if you're using the car correctly and the car is rolling around and moving and digging in,
because it's going to compress in.
Yeah.
And it's going to dive out over. And you always hear that drag, that do-do-do-do-do-do-do. That's going to slow you down, throw your car off.
Yep.
Have a bad day.
Actually, on that note, X-Ray finally has this awesome thing on their new car, which they've built in here to help eliminate that. You can kind of see.
Oh yeah, that new thing.
Yeah, on the front of the seat up there.
Oh yeah, that I don't know what you're talking about. What new thing here?
You can see that goes up off the front C hub, and what that does is, under compression, it actually lifts the body away from the carpet.
Oh, so you're like permanent. So you can your tire never hits the top of the wheel well, really.
Yeah, exactly. So that you'll be driving around the track, and when you turn, the body, it's so hard to demonstrate, but the body will stay and the car will just pivot underneath of it.
So is that essentially active aero?
It's just keeping the body flat. No, it is. I wouldn't call it active aero. Maybe it is. Is it?
It would be.
A few more beers, it'll definitely be active aero.
So you're actually changing the aerodynamics of the car.
Yeah.
Like the chassis.
Yeah.
Or
Keep
move
the
the
flatter
body.
during the cornering.
So I'm just looking at my little car here. I'm just looking. There's like a ball joint bolt there. So I'm thinking like if I put like a really long bolt in there.
You could. You wouldn't do it on the rear. Guys do it on the Awesomatics, so there's a kit for it that you can install on the Awesomatics to do the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I probably won't get that because I'm not going to sink much more money into this chassis. I like this chassis. It drives awesome, but it's too much tuning and setup for me.
Yeah, those cars require a lot of work.
It's so like it. From what I had before, which was an old I started off with a TC6. Associated T6 or whatever it was. POS, basically, is what we used to call it on the track. It sucked. And Kelly, you can probably vouch for that. And he's on here.
Oh, Kevin and Bear did pretty good with his.
I sucked with it. So I got this, got a decent price on it, found one, picked it up, and it was night and day difference.
Yeah.
But this year I'm going to run T4.
Good to hear it.
Aaron convinced me that I should run a T4.
Yeah.
There's
just not enough guys are in the area to support you with that car, right? There's nobody here who knows it, who understands it, who could put a setup on it. But the T4, I mean, you've got Aaron and Steve and myself and Aaron Matlow and pretty much the whole bloody club runs the
whole blood. Yeah.
Everybody's running it, right?
Yeah. So you got lots of support with getting it running so you can drive it better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most important thing is to drive what everyone else in your club is running.
And if you're getting into it, and I'm being a shop owner, I'm going to kick myself for saying this, but if you're getting into racing, you don't have to come into the store and buy a brand new chassis. All of these guys, this guy and this guy, they all end up having a new chassis because they're competitive. So they're usually buying a new chassis every year or two and upgrading. So grab one of the old ones, set up off of one that's already been running and already been used at the same course, same track. So it's got a couple of years of runtime on it. These things it's not like a car that you're going to drive up and down the road. It's not like anybody ever reads the mileage on these things.
Yeah, it's like this one here. I picked this one up just to get someone else into it. So this is Lauren's old car. And I actually put the Luke Pittman Vegas setup in it.
Let's see here.
Which I love. I got a few different tweaks in it. But this is all set up car. It's ready to go for the carpet. And I've got this one here, and it's for sale. And it's going to be for whoever wants to get into carpet racing and have a good chassis. I think it's an 18. I can't remember if it's an 18 or a 19. But still a couple years old, but really competitive car. I don't know if Luke can help me out with identifying this chassis.
Flip it over. I think that's an 18.
And then the shock tower.
Yeah, that's an 18. But the year really doesn't matter. The only thing that really matters is that you get this style of lower arm holders.
Yeah.
So the T4 14, I think it was a 14 and 15. Do you know the one I'm talking about, Aaron?
I actually have one. I have one right. Oh, that was the first one I had over here. So this one here is the first year of the T4, which is basically a T3.5.
There it is, yeah.
So these lower arm holders, I don't know why it's not going to, I'll pull it back here, attached to different parts. And the newer style is like this, and it has all these extra bushings in here, which make tuning a lot easier.
Yeah.
So Ron, Gord wants to know how much.
All of it. I'll have it at the track on Saturday. Bring your cash.
All of it.
All of it.
Emphasis on all of it. And
it's a pretty good car. I mean, Lauren drove it at the Father's Day race 2 years ago when we had it, and he did surprisingly well. It was more the way he had it set up was more for outdoor.
You know, to be very honest and possibly slightly arrogant, I can tell you right now that with that car and a little bit of setup time, I could probably win any race in BC. So that those cars are perfectly capable with the right setup on it. That you don't need the latest car.
Well, and the thing too is like take Steve for example. Steve, he drives a T3. I think he's got 2012 T3, and he's still competitive with it against Gert and all them guys, right? He's still there with them. He's still hanging there.
Yeah.
He's got some newer electronics, yes, but the car is old.
Yeah, as long as it's got 4 wheels, a servo, and a motor, you're probably okay to get started.
But it's an X-ray, right? X-ray. So it's more like this one here.
What's the battery say?
So it has the same stuff on it. Pretty close to this. Just has this one has newer shocks on it, newer style.
That one is a 14.
Yeah, this is the first year.
Yeah. So what's cool is when I started and I came up that one weekend because I talked to Rob and Aaron at the hobby shop, the other one that they had in Kelowna. I came up that weekend and I tried one of their cars. I forget, and I did okay, but man, I absolutely just loved the hobby. I drove back down to the hobby shop on Monday and I ordered that exact car. I ordered a brand new T4. I'm like, I'm doing it. If I'm going all the way.
Yes, I remember that first year you came up, you showed up, I think it was like the last race of the year, and you had this buggy that you won on Facebook.
That was off-road. That was the
off-road. So Luke shows up and he says, "Hey, can I run this here?" I'm like, "Heck yeah." Shows up and he goes on the track, just loves it. And then that was the year that we decided to start on-road racing again in Kelowna.
Oh, okay.
And Matt Lowe and Dan were like, "Yeah, we got to do this." I'm like, "I don't know, guys. I don't know. I really like this outdoor stuff, But then I fell in love with it too. Like I went out there driving wrong-handed, smashing the boards for 3 years. I stuck with it somehow. Then now I got the left-handed controller. Now it's amazing.
Yeah, that's quite a mistake.
I'm.
It's funny because we all there's a bunch of us all start at the same time, so we were all the same amount of crappiness, except for you, of course. And everyone else started getting better and better and quite a bit better. I'm like, damn, I'm driving with these little kids and they're beating me too.
Yeah, I've definitely tried. I think I tried yours a couple of times with the other hand. It's hard.
Yeah, it's damn near
hard. Yeah.
I remember that one time we had, I think it was the chill out or where we had.
Right.
And you're like, "Hey, let me try your car out." I'm like, "Okay." You're like, "Holy shit, this thing's like faster than my car."
That's right. When you had the radio the other way.
Yeah, when I had
your car was really good.
Kevin, go ahead, say it. I know you want to say it. Say it.
Say what?
Get a Noble.
Oh,
right?
God.
I don't even need it. It doesn't need to be said anymore.
Get a Noble. You go like this, turn the wheel to their side, and now you're left-handed.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That is a beautiful idea on that platform. But
do you guys know those guys actually dial in steering as center? As center. So the wheel at center is turning left. And then to go straight, they turn the wheel back to center.
Why?
So their steering radius is always exactly the same.
Oh.
Yeah, I learned that at Snowbirds where they do some serious oval. So they tune it in so that the car is always turning left. And then when they get on the straightaway, they go back to that's when they turn away from center.
Oh, really?
Weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. I'm sure not all of them do it, but a lot of them do it.
Holy.
Yeah.
Because that's a new thing that's probably going to be, you guys are, everybody who's watching right now, it's going to be another thing that's probably going to be up and coming here pretty quick. There's going to be a lot of oval racing, I think. Associated just released that new oval racing RTR. We got a couple in the shop. It's one of those things that doesn't take a great big huge amount of space. Track prep is basically set it and leave it. You don't have to put in new jumps and do a new layout every year to keep things lively. It's an oval, you know.
But does that keep things lively, being an oval? I feel like that's oval's opposite of lively.
Well, okay, coming from
me too.
so you're an all-road guy.
I actually think there's gonna be more prep for that oval track.
Way more
prep, because you want to get out there and you're gonna have to drag it and level it. Because what's gonna happen is those cars can go around. They're gonna dig in. They're gonna shoot shit everywhere. Your core's gonna get blown out, and you have to bring it all back down, pack it back in.
Yeah, but that's usually if it's packed right in the first place. You get that blue groove going in there, and then you're golden for the entire season, damn near.
I'll be perfectly honest, and I'm not just saying that because I want to see on-road grow. Although I do, but I'm not saying this because of that. I do worry about the hobby becoming too diluted in places where there's not enough people to support it.
Yeah.
Like if we spread out the number of people who want to be in RC amongst oval, drag racing, on-road, off-road, and drift, all of them are small.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know how to defeat that. I don't know how you accommodate everybody or how you get them all involved, if you can. But I do worry about the dilution.
Well, it's just simple. RC every day, all day.
Yeah.
Everything.
Dude, you don't know who you're talking to. I literally moved to Victoria, to Vancouver Island, because they had a permanent track. So yes, RC every day was me for like a year.
I bought
literally. Yeah, dude.
Well, to be fair, like talking about that particular thing, is that racing is different from drifting. The people that drift, they're different. There's different type of people.
I agree. Yeah.
These people, they really don't see the value in renting a big space for it. They don't like to have the competitiveness to it. They just like to chill out and drive the car around, do some cool drifts. And that's the type of people that we have in this area.
Right.
Like, not like the people over in Asia where they're like having drift competitions every couple days and, getting the side-by-side slides going on. They're just kind of out there chilling, driving their cars, just relaxing.
a couple weeks ago when we had Afro on.
Yeah.
And where they drift, they are serious.
Yeah, I feel like that's a similar group to the crawlers. Kind of just want to go out and do their thing.
Yeah, and they're just not interested in that competitiveness to it. I don't get it.
It's a different type of competitiveness.
Well, yeah,
it's a completely different type of competitiveness.
Yeah, it's a different kind because guys are being competitive about whether or not they can pull the line.
That's right. I mean, I tried racing and it wasn't for me, not one bit. I didn't get the enjoyment that I was hoping to get out of it. Not because I sucked completely at it, but it just it wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
I worry that a lot of the people who come into the hobby and try racing have that experience because and I'm not saying this was your experience, Kevin, but I'm saying I think it might be for a lot. They're trying a car that doesn't suit them or isn't set up right.
Well, it's all Aaron's fault. I mean, he was the one that got me out there, so that should explain everything.
Yeah.
I dabble in everything, but I do it for multiple reasons. One, I mean, when it comes down to it, I'm going to go out trailing and crawling because I can do that any day.
Yeah.
In the evening, I can just grab my truck, throw a battery in it, and go.
Yeah.
When I want to be competitive, I'd much rather do racing than. See, for me, I find the crawling aspect, the competition crawling, not as fun as just going out and trailing and just going out and having a good time and, go out, have a bunch of guys go out and crawl, right? the competitive aspect of it isn't as exciting for me. But then when I go to a track, I'm not super competitive, but I enjoy that banging off laps and getting a really good lap time and actually noticing your improvement every lap and stuff like that, getting a feel for it and getting into a groove. You never get into a groove with crawling.
No.
Or trailing. You get some pretty wicked lines and you get to see some beautiful scenery and all that. It's
completely different.
Right?
Yeah. I tried the crawling once. I had an axial wraith and I did all the Vanquish upgrades and I made it super cool and I enjoyed it. But there's just something about like, you know, being that hundredth of a second quicker than the next guy on 2 laps and knowing you stole TQ in round 4 and, you know, like it just doesn't get any better than that in my opinion.
See, some guys like that competitiveness and some guys just like even my dad absolutely loves he's scaler. He wants it to look realistic. He enjoys driving. He enjoys driving. He wants it to perform, but he wants it to look good doing it. And then there's the other guys who are the crawlers. I honestly think that's one of the reasons why the comp crawler chassis, when I say comp crawler, I'm talking like the MOAs and the super shafties and stuff like that. I really think that that's the reason why the AX10s and all those platforms kind of fell away, is because those were not scale. They were not realistic looking to anything. And that competitive aspect of crawling didn't seem to catch people as much as going out on the trail with a group of guys and some friends or whatever and just having a good time. There's a few guys here that'll go out with some comp crawlers and, you know, it'll go see who can make this line, but nobody's actually doing a competition with it around.
The closest we'd have would be a Hog Wars.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right. And
you know what's twisted about this is this actually makes me want to do some crawling now.
Hey,
you guys to make my fun have a loaner one? Can you guys give me a ring next time? And
absolutely,
I'll make the trip down and go spend a day with you.
Well,
I've got crawlers coming out my ass hanging on the wall right now.
I got one you can just bind and drive.
Sounds good.
See, what got me into like the scale side of things was my first competition I ever went to. I went down to Vancouver to the LMRCC guys down there.
Yeah.
And I had something that I thought was pretty badass, but in actual fact, it wasn't. No idea what I was doing. And seeing how they built their trucks made me want to just change everything, because their trucks were decked right out, you know, had all the scale accessories you can possibly think of, and they looked like real trucks, just miniature versions.
Yeah,
you know, right down to drivers, everything. And since that, I've just kind of dove headfirst straight into the whole scale aspect of everything, and it's a money pit.
Yeah.
Luke, if you come up, I'll let you run this guy.
Done. When are we doing it?
We can do it now this weekend if you want. Come up Saturday, Sunday evening, whatever. I don't care. I got lots of trucks.
Yeah, I'm down.
We can go to Becker and we can go crawl up on the mountainside just after we're done with the racing or whatever.
It could be fun. I might take you for it
on Saturday.
Kevin, yeah, I hear what you're saying though, man. I follow some Facebook groups too, where they post their scale stuff, and
yeah.
I also follow a lot of actual full-size 4x4 groups.
Yeah.
And there's those guys who build the replicas of their trucks.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just can't tell the difference. Like they take photos of them and you're like,
oh yeah,
is that no?
Yeah, no. I got a few photos like that.
It's pretty phenomenal. If I had more time and less RC stuff already, I'd probably want to get into that again. But
yeah. See, I honestly get more enjoyment out of building a truck than I do running it.
That's fair.
I mean, I absolutely love running my trucks, but I get to me, it's really peaceful to sit down and, you know, spend a day working on a truck and doing that.
You get that satisfaction of completing it, right?
Well, it's therapy almost.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I feel the same way about my race cars. Like everybody who knows me knows I'm completely obsessed with maintenance. Every race weekend, my cars are coming apart, like completely down to the chassis.
Well, see, I don't do maintenance.
But well, okay, but it's not so much the fact that it's maintenance. Okay, that's important, but it's more so just like you set up the pit, you put a movie on, and you have a beer, and you just tinker on your little car for a few hours. Like I love it.
I break something, I buy a new truck.
This is true. This is true. And I can vouch for that.
Yeah, that's only fun though until you spend $5,000 going to a race somewhere or something, and you break something, and you go, I don't know how to fix this. That's when it sucks.
Well, I know how to fix it. I can't be bothered right now. I'll just throw it over there in the get back to you later pile and
pile of shame.
Start something else.
Start the big pile of boxes you got to the right there, and you have all the ones that are ready to build. Next one to build.
Yeah, like on my desk, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks in process of being built on my desk. And I'm almost finished this one. I'm hoping to have it done by this weekend because I will bring it up.
Is that a 3-axle or 6-wheel?
That's a new 6x6 from Crossroads.
It is. That is phenomenal.
This, I've still got tons of paint to do on it, but this, from what Travis and I can figure, is the first one in Canada.
I'm pretty sure it is. I haven't heard anything otherwise.
Is it a fully metal chassis too?
Yeah, it weighs about 25 pounds.
And is it 6-wheel drive?
It is 6-wheel drive.
It is. That's cool.
Yeah. And full interior, doors open. It's full light kit. There'll be a sound kit in it and everything when I'm done.
What does a kit like that cost?
A lot.
About $1,000.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, actually, this was on the fairly cheaper spectrum of their trucks.
Yeah, it was the other last one you did, the TC6. That was pushing $2,000, I believe.
It was, and then the Mammoth was pushing $3,000.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to make this enough.
Everybody's gone.
There we go. Now, hey, Aaron ran away. Look at that.
Well,
let's hold on. Cue crickets chirping. There we go. Never mind.
Let's sit here and just rag on his collection for a few minutes.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at this. Let's talk about his messy RC room. There, see that? Your messy room.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Dude, I just noticed your chill out pit board on the wall there.
You like that, eh?
I do. I saw mine the other day. I haven't thrown it away. I have a box of all my old stuff, and it's.
I got that right there. I got my 3rd place in F1 sticker on there. Yeah, that was. Was it the first year or second year we had the club going for the on road?
All right. So
I think it was second year, because by then I think I had gotten pretty quick.
I think that was still the first year because we did that in January.
Is my car on a mug?
Your car is on a mug. So there you go, man. So for anybody who's asking, this car is Luke's car. Luke's car.
That was at Reedy Race.
So this is the 3rd place for 21.5 class. Me and Aaron were discussing it. We weren't sure what classes we were totally running. So we got Euro truck, we got F1, we have 21.5. What was the other one? And TC.
Well, wait, isn't there 21.5 touring car scale spec and then modified? So
TC is going to be the modified on this class because we weren't sure how many people were going to be able to make it.
Yeah.
Okay. We may need to tweak that as we go because there's 2 or 3 guys coming down from the coast, or maybe even 4, who a few of them are running both 21.5 touring car and scale spec.
Okay.
As their 2 classes. So we might have to accommodate them and split them up.
No problem.
But if they don't get mugs, then their problem.
Well, they'll get mods probably. They just got to get third or better.
Right. The guys who are coming, they should be able to get first, second, and third, likely, unless we put Aaron against them.
No, I'm gonna be pretty relaxed.
Who's announcing the race? Are you calling it?
Probably.
Cool. I'll help when I can.
There's Aaron's.
Awesome.
Drag car.
Aaron's drag car. And this is kind of shiny. Fastest ET.
Very cool.
Oh, they're very shiny. Oh,
Can I enter my modified touring car in the drag race?
No, sorry. It's got to be
Rear wheel drive?
this guy here.
Drag chassis? Yeah.
Drag chassis.
I wouldn't want to embarrass you guys.
Take a belt out.
I don't know, man.
Can I take a belt out? I'll do it if I could just take a belt out.
I'd be really interested to see how
It wouldn't put any.
car could get up to speed.
With the front belt out, it would just spin out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sucks.
Like we got guys. Tim was messing around with his car, and his car was grab one of the drifting ones. His car, he said he was messing around with that Sky RC lying analyzer thing. Yeah, he's getting around 2.5s. I think he said he was getting messing around with you. Actually, he was up at in Armstrong with you, Aaron. Oh, by the way, I got your tires. I gotta give you your tires back. Seeing as
Yeah, I need them.
There's a guy locally in town who does in Kelowna who does off road, but he's building a drag car, and he asked me to source him a couple motors and help him tune them and stuff. So that should be interesting to play with it.
Who's that, Richard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's the drifters. Looking on the sliders drifter one.
That's pretty cool.
So that's what we got. I got drag racing, drifting, and on road. Yeah.
All three.
We should get super silly and give away one of my painted bodies to whoever wins the class with my body on the mug.
Hey, I'm game. I mean, I'm giving away.
Here. Let's see what I got.
Yeah, a drag car. So. Yeah. See this guy here. That's going to be. That's the start. I'm still working on it here. I got to put it all together still. But that is going to be the drag car that we're going to raffle off.
Nice.
All shiny and pretty. And
What are the raffle tickets going to be worth?
I'm thinking probably $5 a pop.
Yep.
It's going to look and see how many people show. All the money. I'm not putting any of the money towards the car. I think what we're going to do is we're going to completely give all of the money to. I'm getting a lot of people suggesting the Boys and Girls Club.
Yep.
I think we'll probably do the Boys and Girls Club.
Nice.
Go to some charity.
I sent you a couple pictures, Travis.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do the full car first, and then do the second picture. So look, these photos that Travis is going to pull up. This was my first big competition I went to in Alberta. And it was put on by GCM. Once they pop up here.
Just waiting for the computer.
Oh, okay. Now I broke the internet with this truck.
Oh, I know. Truck. I know exactly which one we're talking about here. Yeah.
I broke Facebook with it.
Okay, so here we go.
After posting a photo of this, so this is the truck that I built. After posting one photo, which will come up in a second, within about yeah.
Good Lord, man.
Can you blow that up, Travis?
What do I do? Rub it?
Zoom in the plus button.
Just
What do I
leave it
do?
there.
Rub it?
Yeah, just rub it.
I don't do that.
No,
Where's the
that's
plus
good.
button? Hold on. We're getting there. There.
Oh, good.
No, wrong
No,
way.
that's the wrong way.
Whoa.
No, I guess not.
No. Doesn't like your internet says no.
It's probably for the best.
So I printed this little wonderful gadget off. And to actually find the file for something like that was not the easiest thing to do. And I found one, and it was called Blow Your Mind, and it was a 1-to-1 scale, and it was 28 inches long. So I had to scale this thing down to 1/10 scale, and it was still huge, let me tell you. So this here is probably about 1/15th, 1/14th scale. And
look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's like, what is that?
Tell you when you're older, son.
So that, from what I can gather, that was the first time something like that has ever physically happened on an RC truck.
Full scale.
Yeah. So I posted a picture of that on one of the Facebook groups I was in, and within a matter of minutes, there was like 1,000 reaction and 500 comments, and then all of a sudden, boom! It was pulled. I was booted. Everything just broke the internet on that one. So the guys from Ontario, the GCM guys, they come down and they just everybody killed themselves laughing. I think that one there I took best scale accessory was one for that award.
You go play with the boat. So Aaron, just so you know, that lot of stuff that we picked up yesterday.
Yeah.
Maddox has been testing all the little boats in the pool. Show me.
I got 2 of the boats here that he gave to me.
Let me show the one that works.
This is
Yeah.
works.
So this little one here, this little guy here, he's been ripping this around in the pool all afternoon.
And this is the other one.
This one here, this is a lot like those RC Pro ones. We're not sure if this one works yet because the battery, we had to find a controller and everything that matched. But
Yeah, but we still haven't found the controller for it.
I got a hydroplane. I think the motor in that was a 31cc. I can't remember. Tim, do you remember what size it was? I don't know if you're still on here or not. But there's a hydroplane in there. It's got to be 4 feet long. That big red and white one you saw there?
It's fucking big.
Huge. So that one's all bent and damaged up because he hit a buoy with it. Okay, see you later, man.
Yeah.
He's off to go drown a boat. Yeah, that hydroplane. You see, there's another aspect of RC that scale boats. That's another whole realm.
More diluting the pool of possible racers.
Yes, and then
You can go even further and go into the airplanes.
yeah, airplanes. There's another whole realm there. Helicopters. You take the airplane group, the flying group, and split them up into their 3D guys, and then they're just regular flying guys, and they're scale guys, and then there's the helicopter guys, and then you get
Drone racing.
the drone racing guys, you get the camera drone guys, and everybody's their version is the bestest.
I need to figure out how to make this servo for it turns equally.
Okay, we'll get the battery, put it in it. Yeah, we'll grab the controller. Okay, so I'm taking weight off of my.
Take it all off.
Whoa. Keep your shirt on.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Okay, whoa. Okay. Scary.
I don't want to get blinded by the shine. What?
We've already had the adult content.
Got your sunglasses on? Oh, man, I used really good tape on that. Aaron.
That was you and Darren doing that with weight. I had nothing to do with that.
You gave me that tape.
I shouldn't have.
Remember we were there? It was me and Darren and you?
Yeah.
We were all by our lonesomes.
Last one's there.
Last one's there, yep. All by our lonesomes and didn't want to do the long drive home yet. Okay, what are we doing here, bud? What is the issue? Is that the charge battery?
Yeah.
Controller.
Yeah, they're button.
Oh, they're buttons. Well, isn't that cool?
This controller for the boat, the steering thing to adjust the steering, it's buttons.
Okay, you better make sure you keep this on here too.
Oh,
This is the cooling for the motor. So if that doesn't stay on, it's going to burn up that little motor. Okay, can I see this? Boys know.
I know, but it doesn't turn sharp enough. Like when you turn, it goes like barely any, but the other way it turns super sharp.
I don't think you can adjust that on this.
That's normal how boats go. They turn one way better than the other. That has to do with the weight of the boat and the way the prop is spinning.
Yeah, I got something else on here too. Oh, dude, you're gonna make me pull this thing apart.
You know how you fix that though? There is a way to fix that.
Yeah, throw it in the garbage.
Fire?
Race on road instead.
You see? Here, Maddox, we'll fix it. Boat problem solved. Here.
No.
You didn't even. I get $800 freaking chassis, and he turns it down. Unbelievable. Okay.
So if you guys, if you think anybody would care or want it, I'd be happy to give this body away as some kind of prize or something at the event.
Absolutely.
It's a what was this, Aaron? A pro for the D7?
Oh, the pre-round guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
This is a body I'll never run again.
I was like, bam, here's another cheater body.
But it's all deckled up with my sponsors and everything.
This
and
guy here?
even has my name on it. No, that's the Type S. That's a good body.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, the freaking paint job is $100. Crazy.
And won't run that one again, will ya?
No, the body just doesn't work for the racing I do now. So.
Yeah. It was good for about 10 minutes, that one.
Yeah, it was. It would suck too because I got like 4 painted or 6 painted or something. So I spent like $400 painting them.
And then you discovered this is a terrible body. Why did I choose this body?
Well, the problem is when you go to a big race, you have to bring one of all the current bodies, right? Because you never know what's going to work for what track condition. And
yeah, since everybody's running this style now.
Yeah, is that a Turismo?
Yeah, that's Turismo. So it's got the front wing, the glass.
Yeah,
the front wing here. It's the back wing here.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit too hard to drive for most people. I think you might even be quicker if you were running a Type S.
I got Type S too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
I do like this one better though.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But
that's a sign you're starting to appreciate more steering.
Even the cab forward action, like
that's crazy.
Just put all the air to the wing.
It's so stupid.
Look at it.
Yeah.
If you were gonna sit in that car, your legs would be over the steering rack like you're driving an F1 car.
Yeah.
Like all crammed up in there. No way you can sit in that car in real life. I still think that the like this style here is where it should have kept. You know,
I'm a firm believer in scale.
Aerodynamic, we know, but it's not a touring car.
Very firm believer in that the race car body should have remained. I mean, I get performance, but I mean, pick a body style from the manufacturer that makes a good car. Then,
yeah, I think that the rules should be changed to make it so there has to be like a licensed car.
Yeah,
I think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but the problem with that is obtaining the licenses. Like I've talked to Eric at Protoform a number of times about that, and it's just so difficult and so expensive for them to get permission to do it, even if they try to copy it close, you know. And then you know there comes arguments as to, well, we can't get the license, so we made it as close as possible, but then they tweak the few little things they can, and it just starts all over again. It's an awful cycle.
Well, yeah, but then they have to come out with the newest, bestest every year too, right?
Yeah, I mean they need to do something fresh to sell more product, which I got no problem with that. I mean, they need to make money.
Yeah,
right.
Like I wouldn't mind if they did like the touring mod is open to anybody, but the stock is kept, more stockish.
Yeah, that was the goal of scale spec, though, right?
Yeah, but scale spec is getting like towards touring as well.
Yeah, totally. And like it is supposed to be a 4-door sedan. Like that Turismo doesn't look like it has 4 doors to me.
It's got lines for 4 doors.
No, I know. But if you look at it, that's not a 4-door car.
Yeah, the back doors are where the front doors should be.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can make that turn anymore for it, but that's all it's got for travel. You can't go any further on that. Oh no, you don't need that.
Oh, guys got the calipers out. What's he calibrating there?
Everything, man. If you're assembling a kit and you don't have calipers out, you're doing it wrong.
Nah, you just throw it together, then throw it in the step station. It's close enough. Bob's your uncle.
Hey, put it together and just get it out there, man.
That's right.
Put the box stock set up on it. You're golden.
My daughter stole my calipers months ago, and it hasn't slowed me down any.
Go drown it.
How can you do anything perfectly to scale without calipers, though, man?
Gotta make sure it's scale.
Because my work mat has all millimeters on it. It
Okay.
works for me.
Fair enough.
Oh.
That's the one thing I gotta say. The worst advice I've ever heard was put the box stock set up on something and run it.
There's a time and place for that. The kit setup in the X-Ray car is actually very good. And to be honest with you, I am putting a kit setup on this car to start for this weekend.
To start with.
He's going out to drown his boat right now.
And the nice thing about the kit setup in terms of X-Ray anyway is that it's really easy to drive. Very easy to drive. So
That's more so on the brand new one though, right? The 2021.
yeah, I think the last 3 years of the kit setup has been very, very good. But before that, it might have been a little bit too steery.
Yeah.
What I actually think is the worst advice is when people say, "Oh, go and get this setup from this person." You know, like the problem with going on a setup site and downloading like my setup from Vegas or Robbie Dodge's setup from whatever is that you're not running the same tires. You're not running the same body. Likely, you might be running the same body. You're not running the same body position. You're not doing the same tire prep. The track conditions are different, and you prefer different things in your driving. To just randomly throw on somebody's setup doesn't cut it. The other thing too is if you don't do the setup as the setup sheet 100%, then it's not the same.
Yeah.
Even if it's one tiny little thing like a 1/2 mil shim here, but a 1/2 mil shim there could change the characteristics of the entire car.
Yeah.
So it's not a good idea to use somebody else's setup sheet unless you're doing it perfectly.
Gord, I'm going to tell you right now, for wrap for your boat, go try Graphic Enterprises across from Rider's Edge. And just not far from, well, just off 27th there. They will do wraps and stuff of smaller scale things. If you bring the boat in, they'll measure it. Anyways, carry on.
No, that was it. That was my rant.
That's a rat.
Well, we went on this rant last week when we were talking about bodies and stuff and all the new designs. I'm so, one of the things that probably turns me off about racing is the way the bodies don't look anything even close to what you would actually see on a race course.
When you drive it, it's awesome. Like
Well,
driving
yeah, but
handle's awesome.
yeah, I suppose. But if you're going to call a class scale spec, then be scale spec. Like I understand not having mirrors and all that kind of stuff, right? It's not always mirrors on a race car, but at least have a body style that's the same as what you would see on a real race car in the real world. You know?
Yeah, the WIC series that was running for a number of years had a specific list of bodies that you were required to run, and it was for that. It was to keep it looking scale.
That was the VTA class.
Yeah, scale spec VTA, same thing. Yeah, so there are some places out there that try to do that, but I agree as well. I can't stand seeing those futuristic, stupid ass looking non-existent race cars out there on the track going
turd body style. Yep.
Yeah, they're going like 5 or 6 tenths quicker than everything else just because they're so aero. To me, that's like if that person wins, it's kind of like, whatever. Who came second? That person now I care about,
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get that. I noticed one of the things with these F1 bodies, not a single company is doing a halo on them yet.
Yeah, the problem is the inability to mold that. Their machines can't do it. So to do it, you'd have to do it as a second add-on piece that you screw on the top.
I've seen some of those out from one company out of Italy. They make them.
Yeah, there's some aftermarket ones, and I suspect some of the other body manufacturers might get on that, but that's a costly thing. Like they're tens of thousands of dollars in tooling just to do that, right? Which in the on-road industry, nobody
wants to spend that.
No.
Yeah.
Sounds like I heard elephants upstairs.
I'd like to see like a 2022 car come out for the F1.
Yeah. You mean the new body style they're doing with 18-inch wheels? Yeah.
Well, we got the 18-inch wheels now because we got.
I guess we do the sweep wheels.
Ones.
Yeah.
But the body style, I want to see like that body style. Maybe a little more emphasis on like a actual functional rear diffuser that produces downforce.
That has to come in the chassis though, not the body.
Yeah.
In the nitro world, Serpent created a rear diffuser in their nitro car.
Yeah.
And it's pretty powerful actually. I know a few guys who copied it or bought one and modified it to fit on an X-ray car. It's probably worth a couple of thousandths of a second.
Setup stations. I know you are sponsored by X-Ray, so you might get in trouble for recommending. Huddy, I know, makes a very good setup station. Mucho dinero.
It is, yeah.
So let's just say you're grassroots, you're getting into this. Yeah, you understand setup is important, but I just dropped $1,000 on a chassis. I can't be spending another $600 on a setup station or whatever the price might be, whatever one you're looking at. What is the Huddy one right now on average?
I actually don't know. I believe it's somewhere around 400 US. So yeah, about 550, probably 500.
So, I mean, you see all these guys, Racing makes them. There's all kinds of other companies out there. Have you noticed yourself a difference in the accuracy on these different tables and different setup boards?
I've noticed the calibration. I used one. It was an Intigi, I think. Is that a brand? Is that right? Intigi. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I used theirs, and I recall the calibration of it. Not the quality. The quality was pretty good, but the calibration not to be very accurate. But what I would recommend if you spend $1,000 on equipment and you want to get into racing, do not spend $600 on any setup station. Don't even spend $200 on a setup station. Find the guy in the club who has one and use theirs for a year or two. I will happily let people use mine, or I will I'll spend half my race day and I'll set up everybody's cars. Like we can sit down and do it together, and I can teach you. And then don't cheap out. Then go buy the Huddy.
Yeah, I agree.
I would rather people not buy the cheap one and come and bug me for a year or 2 years, and then go get a Huddy if they still want one or are into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I get asked about setup stations, setup boards. I know every brand has, their setup boards are different sizes and different everything, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you this. I've never been at a big race like Vegas or Snowbirds or Reedy, and I have never not seen a Huddy setup station, except for a handful of people who ran Aeromax ones. But their Aeromax ones are very good as well. But I've never not seen somebody use a Huddy. I've never seen an Intigi or any of those other brands, whatever the other one I've never seen one at a big race.
At all the big races?
Yeah. Never, not once.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know any other brands that actually have their own setup board. Huddy's pretty much the only real brand name that sponsors on-road that you really hear of. I mean, Serpent doesn't have one. Associated never had one. Who else? What other brands are there? There's Aeromax
is owned by Serpent, and they they have a whole line of setup equipment and setup
Right.
boards and all that stuff.
Awesomatics, whatever.
I believe they have a setup board you can buy, and they have some setup tools as well.
But not the full station I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but
I honestly, I'm not sure. Yeah, not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, but that's kind of where X-Ray came from, was from Huddy, and they made stuff like that. They made the tool steel, the tools, which is great, and they made stuff like the setup boards and the setup station stuff. That's where they started.
Yeah, see, in my opinion, you've got to buy the setup station from a company that makes chassis, right? That designs chassis. I know, what was the Travis? What was the brand you mentioned when you first started talking about setup stands?
Yeah, racing.
Yeah, Racing. So yeah, Racing has a car, but it's just a copy. There's a few of them that just copy other cars out there. They don't design them.
Pretty much what racing does is copy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everything that's out of patent range.
Yeah,
Like,
they're not
it's expired. We're gonna build that car.
Exactly. Yeah. So like Martin Hoodie, the designer of all the hoodie stuff, designs the car, and then he designs the setup gear to work with cars.
right.
That's the guy you need to buy from, in my opinion.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, because
Yeah, but never be afraid to ask. Like, if anybody sees me at a race and they need help, please, like, I'm happy to spend as much time as needed to get you guys up to speed and help. So
Yeah, and that goes for pretty much any track. Like, if you see somebody there, like the fast guys are there. If you go to a track, first time there, go to the fast guys, say, hey, I want to get into this. I need some help. They're going to help you.
I'm going to put it out there because I know you've probably said this time and time again, but for guys that are new racing, you might think that, the fast guys, they don't want anything to do with you. Honestly, the fast guys want somebody to race against.
Yeah.
So if you get better and they get some better competition, it makes it more fun for them. So it's not being necessarily a pain in the ass. It's getting yourself up to their caliber so you guys can all go out and dice it up on the track and have some fun.
yeah, Travis, you're absolutely right. I don't want to have to spend $2,000 or $3,000 to go to travel races to find guys to race against. I would love everybody in our club to be quick, like I would love it.
Okay.
So Aaron, I just threw the gauntlet down, dude. Time to step it up.
I don't even know if Darren's on. He might see this. He might be working nights. Who knows?
Yeah, Darren, I think he's working. He has Friday, Saturdays off now.
And, it's funny. Locally here, there's a few guys with a lot of potential, but where in my opinion, where they lack is just their setup. Like, I don't really necessarily do this better than anybody else, but my cars are set up perfectly, relatively perfectly every time they go on the track.
Okay, who do you think is potential?
Darren. Oh, who is it? Who?
Not this guy.
I think you have huge potential. I think Darren has huge potential. Aaron Matlow, obviously, but he gets in his weird, like, crazy competitive, but also I don't give a shit because I'm not winning zone.
We get in their heads, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Steve have signs of greatness. Same with Gert. I mean, everybody in their club is really quite capable. It just comes down to car setup.
I think Steve definitely needs a setup car.
He needs
that
a
guy
good
can
car.
wheel his T3 with like half shock oil in one shock.
Yeah. I think if he were to grab one of my touring cars and go out there, he would probably be within a half a second of me, probably.
Well, probably, yeah. As long as he remembers to blink.
Shock oil again.
Because he gets to the point where he forgets to blink. He's like, Aaron, remind me to blink halfway through because he's so focused, right? His eyes get so hurting and he forgets to blink.
That's probably one thing that trips me out. Like if I go up and I'm racing and there's a little bit of wobble to the driver's stand, I'm done. Forget it.
Focus.
Yeah. If I can't stand there and just stare and not feel, or if somebody comes too close, stands too close to me, if you're within my elbow reach and I think that I'm going to hit you with an elbow, I'm not going to race with a crap.
Because I'm
Like this while I'm racing.
At the Tamiya Raceway in down in California, everybody for some reason loved the left side of the driver's stand. And so it was always this like mad rush to get in that left side. And you would literally be like, try to drive like this.
Yeah, I need my space, and I can't handle it when people are too close.
For me, race directing, I have to figure out where does no one else want to stand, because I'm the last one to the driver's stand, and practice there.
Yeah, I was just going to say one thing everybody needs to remember to do when you're practicing, switch around. Yeah. I'll be right back, fellas.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to practice everywhere. That's the thing. Like, I'm using race directing, and the last spot, that's the one I get.
So, Kevin, you got anything new to answer? I hear that the King of the Hammers race that was being scheduled for this weekend has been bumped to.
It's been posted. I don't have the calendar on me, but it's been postponed to. I think it's going to coincide with the next King of Hammers.
Scheduled, so they're just going to make it instead of having two separate ones. They're going to make
instead of having two smaller ones. By the time we have the next one, all restrictions should be gone. So we should be able to have a big one.
That's what I did with the off-road race too. I put it towards the end of the year after September, and that's when all restrictions should be off, and we can have as many people want to show up, they can come.
Yeah. And we also, another reason we postponed it was we didn't want to split up the community between the two events on the same day.
Yeah.
Right. So it kind of worked out good for us in that aspect.
Thanks for doing that, by the way.
We got to push ours to the side, and now we can get everybody to yours, and then we can have a bigger one down the road.
Yeah.
So it worked out good.
Like Luke was saying, it's hard. I mean, everybody wants to have everything. If it's an RC car and it's carbon fiber and graphite and sexy, I want one.
Yeah.
And if it's a crawler and it's aluminum and it's all vanquished out and it's got all this bling on it, I want one. And if it is just like anything, if it just you hold on to a controller like this and you make it go and it's just some weird quirky little thing, I want one.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the same problem. I get into them all. And
you want to do it all.
And there's one of the reasons I don't go to most of the crawling events now. One, like I already said, I don't find the competition as enjoyable as I do just going out and running the truck. I really enjoy running the truck. And I don't have mentally or physically the time to make it to every event.
Definitely. It's challenging. I mean, that's why I haven't been up to any of the events up there during the week and stuff. I mean, I just don't have the time to get up there.
Oh yeah, you're 9 to 5. You got a regular job as well, right? Most people do. So
yeah. And then I get home and it's okay. Now it's dinner time and kids ready for bed, and by then it's like, well, yeah.
But
it makes it challenging. Although I am coming up this weekend.
Nice.
I am coming up, so gonna have Father's Day breakfast and my birthday at my parents' place in the morning on the 20th, and then come up there.
Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah. So I get the big double whammy this year, so.
Sucks I only get half the gifts. Damn it.
That wasn't. Yeah, half of nothing is still nothing.
You fall in the same category as my dad. My dad's birthday usually ends up falling on Father's Day. A lot of the time. His birthday is today. And I got him something he doesn't know he got. I got him a couple things he doesn't know he got, but one of those things came in that lot of things that we picked up yesterday.
Was it in a box?
It was in a box. Yes, it was. In a box.
I knew it. I called it.
Yeah. I looked at it and went, I don't care. I don't care how much this thing might be worth. I'm giving it to my dad.
Yeah.
Because it'll keep him occupied for a while.
Yeah.
Keep him out of your hair for a bit.
Keep him out of my hair for a bit. All my hair.
Oh, God. I did that again. Damn it. I I did that when we picked this stuff up. And I said, okay, we're going to go get out your hair. He's like, is that some kind of remark?
Is that some kind of joke?
Is that some kind of joke? I'm like,
You think you're
no, you got plenty of hair, sir.
Okay, Aaron, so you've got my car.
Yeah.
The other car.
Yep, still here.
Was there a body for that guy?
Yep.
What color is it? Ew. Well, I guess I'm running a pink body.
Are you going to put that in the Awesome Addicts?
No, I got the body for this one.
Ah,
I've still got this body here for this one.
perfect.
So this one will drop right on there, but I don't know how many cars do I need to run in one weekend. I was going to bring the Euro truck out too.
Yeah, bring Euro truck, F1, that guy. You're good.
I have a Euro truck.
Bring it.
Bring it.
Yeah, it's in parts.
Well, you've got a couple nights to put it back together.
Yeah.
I do.
What?
But yeah, no.
2 for you, 2 for me.
Stick together.
What do we
Let it
run
rip.
in the Euro truck class?
Pardon me?
We're going to run all the minis and everything in with the Euro truck class. Oh, Luke's back.
Yeah.
I'm back on there.
100%.
There it is.
I got a scale spec too.
There you go.
Well, I'm just thinking because Maddox and some of the kids, they want to run something. You're going to run something?
Yeah.
You're not running one of these ones. These ones are too pricey. But there's a couple of I got a couple of MO. I got your old car,
It's been bashed to pieces, so yeah.
your old Mini. It's not bashed to pieces so much. It's just that one front steering link needs to be swapped out because it pops up.
I've got one of Aaron's old cars as well.
You actually
Yeah.
have these old cars, actually. Or
It's
do you have
been
my car?
bashed.
You have one, you have mine, and Tony has Steve's.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
been
how it
bashed
works. Yeah.
pieces.
I've got that Euro truck chassis that actually, Maddox, that's what I'll do. You run the Euro truck. Okay? You run the Euro truck because I'm not going to run. That way I'm not running too many cars. Because I got drifters to bring too. And drag cars to bring. And everything. See, I don't know how I'm going to run everything all in one.
Yeah, well, I want to bring the FC6 up.
Bring it up.
Bring it.
Well, I need to get it finished first.
Yeah, I'm going to announce it right now. We're going to set up a couple tables and we'll set up a little show and shine concourse thing for you guys got scale, super detailed trucks and stuff you want to show off. Bring it in. Whatever. We'll set it up, show it off. That's the whole point of this event is to show off the entire aspect of RC.
Yeah.
You got to do paint then.
Oh, best paint. Yep. Yeah, we're going to have to do paint.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, see, I've got 3 trucks. Oh, I got 2 trucks I could bring up, but I got 3 trucks I need to try to get finished by July 11th.
We need more mugs.
That sounds like a personal problem.
Well, we're holding our Scale Adventure Series, the July 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Oh, okay.
So, and the good thing is, Stage 3 restrictions are supposed to come into effect July 1st, which means there's no more group gathering limit size for outdoor.
That'll be cool.
Now, our event here has been limited to 50, right?
Yeah.
But
I'm not
because-
asking that I believe in it or not. I'm just saying that I'm pretty done with the whole COVID restriction.
oh yeah, I was done with it before it even come here.
I think most people were.
Yeah.
So I
But-
didn't see any of that stuff lessen up right now is making me a happy guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So that event's the 9th, 10th, and 11th, I think it is. Or 10th and 11th. I don't know. It's Saturday, Sunday.
Right?
Tons of guys from Vancouver coming in.
Hmm.
I've already booked my porta potty. It'll be on site. I think there's 10 different camp.
Wait a minute. Are you hitting something here? Are you saying those scale guys are full of something?
Well, I don't want them in my bathroom all weekend.
Where's that going to be going down at?
At my house.
At your house.
My house.
Nice.
So we're camping at my place on the back property, and then we're all setting the courses up in the regional park right behind my house.
It's basically right above your house up on the hillside there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should be a good time. I might have a scale truck ready for that.
I got a few trucks I want to get ready for that. I got a few scale buildings I'd like to try to get built. So it's been gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
No RV anymore.
Oh, yeah, we sold our RV. Oh well, that's okay. I don't live that far away, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and the nice thing for the guys that are local, I mean, they don't have to camp, right? They can just go home, come back in the morning.
Depends on how early you're starting things, right? What is
Yeah, it's not that early. It's usually 10, 11 o'clock.
in the morning?
Yeah.
And then ends at what time at night usually?
Well, Saturday night, so I think Tech-In is at about 10. Our driver's meeting's at 10, Tech-In's 10:30, and then you're hitting the trails by 11. You're done probably by 2. And then there'll be a nighttime course that evening, and then Sunday is the Got Scale event,
Right.
which I'm really looking forward to. That's going to be such a blast.
Okay, Luke, you've never heard of Got Scale. You're not much of the scale dude, right?
Nope.
All about function.
Okay. So the idea behind Got Scale is your truck needs to be outfitted with everything you could possibly think you would need on the trail. So, but shrunk down, right? So if you're out on the trail in a full-size truck, you're going to want extra gas, you're going to want tools, you're going to want all these types of things, right? So now with the scale trucks, if you're out there and you need to change your battery, your truck has to have an extra jerry can.
Okay.
So if you want to bring 3 batteries, your truck needs to have 3 jerry cans.
Huh.
If your truck gets stuck in a hole or you can't get over something, you need to have a shovel to dig yourself out.
Okay.
If your truck breaks down, your truck has to have a toolbox with tools in it.
They don't have to be the exact same tools.
No, they don't have to be the exact same tools. And if you could take it as far as you want, as if you want to actually physically eat something, your truck needs to have little scale food. Or if you want to drink something, your truck has to have scale water bottles.
Or scale vibrator.
Or scale
get lucky.
blow your mind.
Oh, he went there. Oh.
If that's your thing, then sure.
I don't know.
I had
I
to.
ain't camping with this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is on which day again?
So got scale is on the Sunday, which is the 11th.
11th of July.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds pretty cool, actually.
The Scale Adventure Series is the 10th. Night runs the 10th.
July 10th.
Yeah, July 10th and 11th. I think a bunch of Vancouver guys are coming in on the Thursday. So they'll most likely be here.
On the Thursday, the 10th?
No, Thursday would be the 8th, isn't it? Or 9th? Let me find a
If those
calendar.
guys have any actual caged units if they're coming in on Thursday.
So yeah, I think Darren's coming in on the 8th. Aiden and them guys are coming in on the 9th. Yeah.
Let's see here. I found my schedule here. No, that's not it. No, I got too many apps. Where the hell is my schedule?
And then of course the year-end barbecue, we're gonna do the pig roast.
At your place again?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm just looking here to see when we have the rock bouncing going on, if it's that week, that Thursday of that week or not. July.
Yeah. July 8th.
Yep. So July 8th, we have scheduled U4 race.
Nice.
So you said your guys are going to be set up down there. They're coming to your place?
Yeah, I believe they're coming to my place on the. They start rolling in on the 8th.
Okay.
I think.
So maybe what we might want to do, because I know we've been talking about moving around the location for the U4 races every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we set up to do a little bit of a run on that Thursday night at your place.
You could very well do that.
Any of those guys want to throw down with if they bring a truck that's capable of it.
I highly doubt they would even have a truck that would be like that.
Well, you know,
I don't either. But
you can put the word out there, and
this guy does trick. Just saying.
That's true. I've seen that truck go. It works.
that's actually Dave got some killer shots of that.
Yeah, you did.
Coming off from last week.
Pop those bad boys up there.
Oh yeah, I gotta find those. Let me find them here for you. There are some.
There's not much for like rock at the trails behind me,
but there's still some decent shots, decent spots.
Yeah.
Could take your Bobcat and dig something in the front yard. Just saying.
There is the half pipe there too.
Right. The half pipe would be interesting for things like X Maxes and such.
Yeah. And Travis's head.
Are you trying to thread a needle, Luke?
No, I'm inspecting. No, if you guys don't CA glue the edge of some of your carbon fiber stuff, you need to start.
Oh, yes, because it separates.
Yeah, you get a little tiny bit of moisture, and sometimes it'll start to separate a little bit. So anything that I do that could butt up against something else or hit chassis, I'd CA glue it.
Yeah.
So I'm just inspecting to make sure it's not dripping all over the edge of the piece.
I shared the link on the bunch of.
I still need to get this finished too.
Oh wow, that's phenomenal.
That's all.
Yeah, that's all wood.
All little strips.
Is it balsa wood?
No, it's all birch.
No kidding.
Birch and mahogany.
All hand formed and cut, and
yep,
that's really impressive.
It's another project.
Another one to add to the list.
Yeah, another one to add to the list. Yeah.
What are you starting?
Still
You're going to start a scale route? You started on that platform up there.
Why are you in bed?
Yeah, why aren't you in bed? But anyways, don't use that one. No, don't use that one. Use that one. It's the same chassis. That TF2 is running. That one's not.
No.
So if you want to do it on a TF2, then we'll put it on that chassis up there. Yeah, that's the exact same chassis. That one's all ready to go. It just needs a body on it.
Does it have leaf springs?
It's the exact same chassis.
What do you want?
I want this one. This one that's missing axles and parts and electronics and everything.
But
meanwhile, there's one hanging on the wall. That one up there on the wall has no wheels on it. It has everything you need to drop a body on there.
Okay.
Actually, give me that body for a second. Go up over there and find remember your old C10 pickup truck body? Yeah, that one would work too. Any of those would work. Might not be super scale, but he wants to put this flat deck on something. We got this from Graham.
That's cool.
This one?
So you want to put it on the back of this guy?
Or
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I've also got this.
Or that one? Well, that one we could custom paint.
I like this.
Oh God, Luke's got the look in his eyes, going down a rabbit hole.
I am. I always get
That one's got a little bit wider body. There's the old. There's another body.
I did actually want to build do like a scale 91 to 93 Ford F350 quad cab extended box. Like I think that would make a badass scale. I don't know where you find that though.
Oh, we can find it. If
Anyone
anybody,
I'm working on.
yeah,
So
Kevin will find it if he really wants to find it.
What do you want?
Like the 90 to 93 Ford F350 quad cab extended box.
Oh,
That one, yeah, that's the one. We put that cab on with that other.
I probably have, I think I have a file for that already.
Now, see, Kevin 3D prints bodies as well.
Oh,
Used to.
Used to, but he's still got the technology to do it, right?
Yeah, I still have that. Hang on. I'll back this up.
One momento. Okay, I gotta find this stupid picture here.
I'll send it to you right now.
You got it? Because I'm trying to find it. And I'm a member of so many stupid clubs.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them. That there's Central RC. Central RC.
One of the three it was on.
Let's make this big. And then we'll add this stream. So that's our U4 racing, and this is Aaron trying to prove to everybody it can be done with the two-wheel drive. He actually did pull the line. There's some really good shots.
I did as a joke at the first time I went out there, so I don't have a rig for that. I was like, you know what? This has a cage on it. It conforms to Travis's rules.
Well, it goes with my rules, except technically, I guess it kind of goes with the rules. It doesn't really fit in any specific class.
Okay.
Same one as that the ball blaster. What do you call it?
Oh, the laser nut.
Laser nut. There it is.
Ball blaster. Really? Ball blaster. Oh my God, that is the name of the next time. If I ever get a laser nut, that's what I'm calling it. I am totally calling it that.
The upgraded version. The ball blaster.
This is the ball blaster. That's so bad. Oh, let's see how many pictures we got here. Okay, we got
got 3 there. That's it.
Just those 3. But those are really good shots. Really good shots. Okay, Kevin, let's see what do you got. So that's a new Bronco.
Yeah, the Bronco's pretty cool.
That's like a. What the heck?
That is 3D printed.
So that's the old. That's not even a real truck, right?
No, it's not a real truck.
That's the concept one that people.
This is the concept Bronco.
Yeah.
Now, I spent 200 hours printing this body, and I'm nowhere near being done.
Holy crap!
200 hours.
Not about dogs.
Well, I hope you're not charging by the hour.
Yeah, well,
Go put those dogs outside.
yeah.
No, he's going to bed.
Okay, somebody go put the dogs outside.
At one time, I had 6 printers going.
Good Lord, man. You know how many T4s he could have bought?
How many fast cars could you have gotten?
Yeah.
All of them. You could have one of each, easy.
Yeah.
And had six crawlers at least.
I don't know. So what's the price range on a fast car?
Brand new platform T4. Kitted out with, basically your kit. What would you do? What if you were to buy that retail price tag? What do you think they're worth?
I have no idea. I haven't paid retail for anything RC in a number of years.
Oh, you kill me, man.
I'm sorry. Well, okay, the one I just sold, I just actually sold a complete car, the 24, or the T420. Sorry, I don't know. I said 24. The T420, my previous one, I actually had 3 races on it. And I sold it with everything he needed to run except a receiver and a transponder, and it was $1,630.
Well, that's not bad.
It's 1 season old, but the stuff that I have, I take care of. It's all perfect when it's gone. I would guess to go right top of the line, you got to spend $2,000, I'd say.
That's not that bad, actually.
No, but here's the thing: is like, I could find a 2 or 3 year old car. I could put all the cheap electronics. Yeah. I could spend $500, and I could compete. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. I get that.
But if you like going bling, yeah, you could spend $2,000 and be fully decked out. Yeah.
And never use it ever.
Yeah.
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 Just trying to see here if I can find that.
I don't know what a new T4 costs. Like I literally have no idea.
I don't even know what a T4 is.
I think they're somewhere around 8 to 9.
865,
right?
869.
Somewhere around there. They're high end. They're up there. And
they got a set of wheels on there, battery. Yeah.
You know, the nice thing about the new car, the newest T4, the 21, is they just included all the options you need right off the get-go.
I know, right?
So like pretty much everything you need is now in the box.
Springs, check.
Yeah.
Here, Travis, post that picture up.
So many things beeping at me. Nope. Oh yeah, that one. Okay. You want to see that one?
So the chassis on this one is $800.
That one.
Yeah, that chassis right there. That's what is it? About $800?
Yep.
Yep, give or take.
Yeah. $799 or something like that.
Yeah. And then the body, you know, that's
another $100.
Yeah. And then of course there's all electronics. And so I think I've got $600 worth of electronics in this.
Yeah.
The Reefs 777, the Hobby Wing Axe version 2. Yeah.
So do you build these and then just hang on to them, or do you sell them?
Hey, like you said, he breaks it, and when it stops working, he goes and buys another one.
Because, you know, like I'm a member of a bunch of different Toyota groups, and there's a handful of guys who would pay good money for that.
Oh yeah. See, I mean,
yeah. Is that a Vanquish Panhard bar?
No, this is a $200 freaking front axle that I've had for 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
Never been installed.
I got one of those sitting in a box.
Yeah, I got the rear axle over here somewhere too.
Yeah, so Kevin, you should put
reality
together a crawler.
What? Sorry?
Put me together a crawler. I'll trade you. I'll put you together a little car. You build me a crawler. We'll just trade.
You know what's sad?
What kind of crawler?
I got one of those in a box here, and I'm using it to hold up one of my other cars.
Oh my God, you guys!
Yeah, that's almost the same axle that you just showed, which I think it might be, but mine's still in the package.
So here's this one. I just gotta put it back together.
Let me pull this down so you can see it better.
Can you do a 5th gen 4Runner, Kevin?
Toyota 4Runner?
A 5th gen.
Have one? He probably has one.
No, I don't.
Does.
5th gen 4Runner. That's which body style is that one?
The newest one. That's what I drive a 21 4Runner.
The 5th gen 4Runner. What you want then is you want the Associated Enduro Trail Runner.
Yeah, I've seen that. It looks pretty good.
See, but that's a Lexan body, is it not?
It is.
Yep.
I hate Lexan.
Yeah, he's allergic to Lexan. That's the other reason he doesn't like race cars. He can't do it with a hard body.
So I signed up for the pre-release on that Enduro thing because I was going to get one, but I never got my email.
You want one? I got two. I got an orange one and I got white ones.
I would take a red one.
We got that fire orange kind of looking is what they come stock.
How much is it?
About that much. Let me see.
Maybe I don't want to know.
I'm known for horse trading. Just got to put it out there.
Okay.
So my last RC, I don't know if you've got a picture of it.
Your C6?
Yeah. Do you need me to send you one?
Just let me find that truck for him here, and I'll.
That's fine.
I see why you guys brought me on here to sell me stuff. Smart.
Yeah.
I have it all figured out. I just gotta find it. Where's the trail? Yeah, it's Trail Runner, isn't it?
Hey, Luke, what edition of X-Ray do you have there? Is it the aluminum chassis or a carbon chassis?
This is a carbon fiber chassis, yeah.
Look at Aaron. He says.
Can't wait to see what the 2022 is going to be like.
So you got.
You know,
they're $539.
What's that?
They're $539.
Yeah, and those are RTR, aren't they?
Yep. Yeah, independent front suspension, which is pretty rare on a crawler.
That's right. That was actually really cool seeing them do that.
Yep.
Looks more like the real thing, like that.
Yeah.
And I have two white ones, and I have two of the fire orange ones in stock.
It might be a bad idea for you to bring that this weekend.
Yeah, it might be, eh?
Yeah.
I'll still bring the Bronco so you can come up for a crawl. Whatever. We'll take you for a crawl. We'll get you going somewhere. But they're a cool little. I like that body. And you can buy scale details for it, like put the actual hard grill in and everything like that, right?
Yeah, it would just actually be cool to have something that matched my actual truck.
Yeah, it's this one, that one there. That's the orange.
Yeah.
So that's as close as they can get before they actually have to legally start calling it a trail runner and pay.
Right.
Like a lot of fees. Okay, I gotta find you aiming this at me, Gord. Just a second, Gord. I'm looking for it. I'll find it. I will find this video. All right, gotta find Kevin's here. No, wrong one. Here we go. TC6. Come on, computer, wake up. I better close that. So this is Kevin's TC6.
No, it's Dallas's now.
Well, Dallas is now. So it's got a howitzer hooked up to the back, which I don't have any pictures of the howitzer.
That's unbelievable.
Dallas is on here. I expect to see that show up at the show and shine on the weekend.
It's got a C12 cat engine in it.
That actually the fan blades and everything actually spin.
Wow.
Everything works.
Six-wheel drive, six-wheel steer, fully independent suspension. That truck is 32 pounds.
Wow. That's so cool.
The box was 30 pounds when I took it to you.
Yeah.
So I'd love to build something like that one day. That'd be fun.
I traded that to Dallas. And one day once the heat's gone, we'll work out the detail. But he's gonna finish my sleeve.
I think I might actually have more pictures of that here on an old message from you.
Oh, you probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do.
It's funny, Dallas has a few of my trucks now.
He collects them.
Yeah. He's got the HC4.
Has he got that? Oh, yeah, he won that one from you, though.
He won that. Yeah, I never drove that thing.
So let's see here. Okay, here's the motor. So this is how detailed the motor was in it, if my computer wakes up. So that's how detailed the motor was.
Wow.
And then I think
That's incredible.
like all the weathering, that's what Kevin's known for doing a lot of really crazy detailed weathering. And then I'm going to find, I'm sure I've got a side shot of that truck in here somewhere. Oh, the interwebs are fighting me today.
Sounds like I got to come down and spend an hour or two on your computer for you, man.
On my computer.
Yeah, clean it up. Clean it up.
Then it's going to get expensive for me again.
Well, we can trade.
Yeah, I think he's looking for a crawler, isn't he?
You might be looking for a crawler, but I just got a computer. It's my interwebs that are killing me today.
Oh, okay.
Tell the
Lumpy.
kids to stop using your bandwidth.
Well, last week, every one of them, they were all on their phones. They were all watching YouTube videos. Plus, they had the TV playing in the background. Plus, the TV was playing down here on YouTube. And they're playing YouTube on their Xbox. And
Yeah.
nobody's watching anything. Like,
Of course.
they're just playing, but they weren't actually watching.
So what you got to do is set up a second network that's bandwidth restricted.
Yep.
Yeah, I might do that.
At 6
Easy enough
o'clock,
to
the
set up.
bandwidth for everyone drops.
These accesses shut down. No.
Yeah. Oh, there's your video of your BC-8.
Oh,
Let me see here if I can bring that one up.
and another truck.
Yeah, this is the BC-8 that you had this for the longest time. Got to turn the volume down on it, though.
Well,
Hold on a second here. There we go. And make it big. And then share. There you go. Come on. Add.
So
So there's
that truck.
that truck. Now, let me pause it for a second here. I'm going to rewind it back to the beginning.
Oh, what is this on my YouTube channel?
This is right off your YouTube, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One of your first ones.
Yeah. God, that TF2 has so many facelifts.
Right?
It started with
It's like every
the typical Yoda body, and then it went to a Chevy Blazer, and then it went to a Ford. It went to a Suburban.
one of those things you don't find with racers, right? Race car chassis don't get facelifts. They race until they're not fast. And then they move on to the next one. Here's the BC-8. Luke. This thing is a beast. 8-wheel.
8-wheel drive, 4-wheel steer, fully independent suspension, 32 pounds,
That's
and
very
it will
cool.
tow a full-size SUV.
I have no doubt. You know, it's cool, but I think I probably tend toward the more like common stuff. But it's still magnificent for sure.
That thing is that's actually here in Vernon now.
Yep.
And actually the guy who bought that from me has another unbuilt one in a kit.
Does he?
Yeah, he wants to build another one.
Yeah, that was a
Very cool.
$3,000 truck.
Yeah.
We definitely have to build something soon. Fellas, I gotta jet. I gotta leave you be.
Yeah, I gotta roll
Hey, man.
too.
We'll talk with you guys later. Thank you for coming on. I'll show Luke the Flying Max on the weekend. Gord wants me to show you me getting attacked by a Max when he tried to hit me.
I want to see that, so we'll do that this weekend for sure.
For sure. All right, man.
All right.
And thanks for everybody coming on. Thanks for coming on, Luke. It was much appreciated. I learned some stuff I did not know.
Yeah.
I did, however, pull apart part of my car now, so you're going to have to help me put it together on the weekend.
I'd love to.
And yeah, we'll get these things set up and get going fast with them.
I was going to say real quick, if you guys want to do like an hour-long maybe tech session or something Saturday evening while there's drifting or drag racing going on, be happy to host it. And anybody who has questions, whatever, we could just talk about Asphalt setup. I could help with cars. I could have my whole setup station ready to go and help people out. So if you want to do that, let's do it.
We'll get that set up because I'll be racing and drifting. I got too many things to do. I'll be doing a little bit of everything, but I will find a chance to get over there and you can show me, well, a few things I got to change on this car. I won't make you help me tune this thing.
Why not?
Well, because it's an Awesomatics. And
just bring all your shims.
I don't know where they are.
He doesn't have shims.
But I might have shims. I think I have
buy a new truck.
I did buy a new car. That guy's got it.
Blame the guy you're hiding at my house from your wife.
Anyways, okay, man. Thanks for coming on, Luke.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
See you later, man. Okay, so we are pretty much done. We're gonna call her for a night because. Oh yeah, Kelly, I wish you were down here, man. And Scott, we'll see you on Sunday. You're gonna do some drag racing, some drifting, some whatever. Bring whatever you got. If you guys want to show off your bouncers, bring them as well. This is all about having a good time for racing and getting more people aware of the RC activities that are going on around the Vernon and Central Okanagan area. So yeah, we will see you guys. You're not going to see me anymore. You might possibly see me on Dirt Chimps. I was out riding yesterday, and we got some video footage of me biting it. So that's probably going to be on another YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Yay! Providing good content for everybody.
Smash that like button.
Yeah. Smash that like.
Getting hurt. Hit the like button.
Let's do that. I'm going to break my neck. All right. Okay, thanks for coming on, man. We'll see you guys later. Kevin, I'm going to talk to you more on the weekend when you're up about maybe setting up some form of a little bit of a U4 on the weekend of the Scale Adventure Series. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
See you later, everybody. Okay. We are out.
See you trackside on the weekend.